House. Officials say one person was killed and at least 5 were wounded. The strikes come after Russian President Vladimir Putin marked his country's biggest patriotic holiday without giving new information about the war in Ukraine. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Republicans are in focus as Nebraska and West Virginia voters go to the polls today. The congressional primary races will again test former President Trump's sway with voters. So far this year, he has endorsed more than 150 candidates. North Korea's series of missile tests this year is prompting an emergency session at the UN Security Council tomorrow. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has vowed to speed up development of nuclear weapons. The drought in the southern U.S. is causing some big problems.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture says drought during the growing season has made farmers in most of Texas, all of Louisiana, and parts of Arkansas and Mississippi eligible to apply for federal aid. The department's Farm Service Agency says low-interest emergency loans can be used to meet various recovery needs, including the replacement of equipment or livestock. They can also be used to reorganize a farming operation or refinance certain debts. The agency will consider the extent of losses, security available, and repayment ability. John Scott reporting.
Dow futures have turned higher, up 291 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. Order the 3-week quick start now. Discount it to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. Call 800-500-8384. ReliefFactor.com.
This is jaw-dropping.
2,000 Mules, the shocking new movie from Dinesh D'Souza. Cell phone geo-tracking tells the truth behind the 2020 election conspiracy.
Philadelphia alone, we've identified more than 1,100 mules. This is organized crime.
They have ruined Election Day in the United States of America. That's provable.
See the proof for yourself. 2,000 Mules. Watch it or buy it today at salemnow.com. That's salemnow.com. Sponsored by Salem Media Group.
People in Las Vegas are certain more bodies will emerge as the waters of Lake Mead continue to fall amid an historic drought.
The Lake Mead Reservoir, fed by the Colorado River, has dropped more than 170 feet since 1983. A decomposed body in a barrel was spotted by boaters. The man had been shot. His shoes put the killing between the mid-1970s and early 1980s. More remains were found this past weekend. University of Nevada, Las Vegas history professor Michael Green is fairly certain additional remains will show up. However, Green says people should be more focused on the so-called bathtub ring now up on the walls of the lake where the water level once stood. I'm Tim McGuire.
China's strict zero COVID strategy once again locking down Shanghai. The city's entire subway system has been shut down. News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston. A curfew is in force across Sri Lanka after mobs burned down homes belonging to the ousted Prime Minister's family amid mounting anger at the ongoing economic crisis.
That is a continuing crisis here. We are having a severe economic crisis. There is no money to buy fuel, food, and medicine. And especially for medicine, the prices were increased by at least 60% last week. Many people are struggling to buy some life-saving, very often used medicines, but they don't have enough money. Now, India is giving them a loan and supplying medicines, and that is what is causing anger. When the country is facing such a severe shortage of medicine and fuel, you have this political crisis where, many parties are not willing to form a government, one. Two, the Rajapaksa family wants to still, control the events here, and that is what is triggering more public anger.
BBC correspondent Ambarasan Etharajan. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number, and then I slow hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to it.
Second day of the rest of your life.
Hope you're having a good one.
Yeah, so far.
You know what? So I'm looking at the weather. This is tomorrow's weather forecast.
Okay.
I just want to read it to you.
All right.
Just want to read it. A slight chance of thunderstorms for the afternoon. Some of the storms could produce gusty winds.
Okay.
Mostly sunny and hot with a high near 97. Windy with a south wind 10 to 20 miles per hour, increasing to 20 to 30 miles per hour in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 40 miles per hour. Little or no precipitation expected.
So basically, here's all of a storm without any moisture to it.
That's what they're saying.
You know that scene in the horror in certain horror movies? I think it's like Scream was one. I know what you did last summer, where they just look up into the sky and they go, "What are you waiting for?" Huh? I feel like doing that, just going outside and going, "What are you waiting for?"
Yeah.
Oh, I wish the sky would open up and give us some.
So, got a chance of rain. With no rain in it.
That was like epic, like novel level, like expectation and hope.
I know.
And then disappointment at the end.
That's why I wanted to read it, because I'm like reading all this, like, wow, that's intense. And then little to no
It sounds great. It sounds so good. Where's the moisture? When is he going to get to the moisture?
Yeah, that was a bad tease right there. That wasn't right.
That's not cool.
Well, happy Tuesday. We enjoy tomorrow's chance of storms with no rain. But
go out there and soak that in, or don't.
I feel like that's a country song, where my storms have no rain.
Storm clouds with no rain. I almost feel like that is actually like a title of like maybe a Thomas Rhett album.
Yeah, I feel like
Storm Clouds with No Rain. If it's not, it's gonna be.
I'm telling you, I could see it. Maybe we could do a We Are the World type deal and get a bunch of country singers to sing it.
There we go.
Maybe in the style of U2, like where the storms have no rain.
Okay, so here's what we got to do. We have to get all these different singers, songwriters, celebrities involved, letting them know that they're doing this for a good cause. And that good cause is we're raising money to seed the clouds over southeastern New Mexico to finally give us some rain.
There you go.
I don't know if there's any truth behind that technology. We're going to try it. We're going to need a shotgun, and we're going to need some, I don't even know what you put in the rain seeds. We're going to need some rain seeds.
That's right. Yeah. Russell Seed sell those?
You need shotgun shells that have like seed shot.
There you go. Oh, we need Stevie Wonder.
Right. We obviously need Stevie Wonder.
Because he's going to be there. Yeah. Like, have you heard, like, there's a whole thing, a whole bit on the internet about he can see.
Yeah. No, it's insane. And there's proof. I think I sent it to you the other day. He's doing a recording session, like some big thing. It was like New Year's
like
thing.
Catching a microphone?
It was New Year's with like Paul McCartney. And he's over here. Paul McCartney's over here on the keyboard, and he jumps up and he runs back to get back to do his singing part. When he does, he knocks over a mic stand, and without looking, obviously, Stevie Wonder just like Spider-Man out of nowhere, out of the middle of nowhere, just grabs it.
Maybe he's Daredevil.
Maybe he sensed it. It could be that his foot felt the tilt of the mic stand and was like, okay, I know it's leaning that way. So.
He heard it.
Right.
With all the noise and music going on, he's like, I heard the wind knock over the mic and I grabbed it just as.
There's a lot of those.
I think he's like him driving, everything else
right?
too. So I don't know, but we need Stevie on it. So anyway.
It's a great prank. That's like the best prank he could ever pull.
It is.
He's just get behind the wheel.
That's the long con there.
Mm-hmm. What we need to do is we need to get Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
I think we need the Impractical Jokers for this one.
All right.
So what we're going to do, we're going to get Stevie Wonder, and we're going to get a vehicle, like a full-size vehicle that's remote controlled.
Oh, and have him drive
so that
around.
We can control it and have him just drive around all over southeast New Mexico, really freaking people out.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get a kick out of
Have
that.
him work the braille over or the ATM. Finally answering the question why there's braille on the drive-up ATM. That always boggled my mind. It's like, who's that for?
Yeah, well, I guess they can walk up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Let me give you the rundown.
Yes.
For today's show. We're going to start things off talking your health. Hey, if you suffer from migraines, or if you listen to the show and we give you a migraine,
fair enough.
You might want to stay tuned. Dr. Sarah East going to join us with Loveless Regional Hospital, general primary care medicine, your family practice primary care doctor. But we're going to talk migraines and stuff and which different options she has to help people suffering from migraines. So
nice.
We'll talk about that here in a bit. We're going to replay some interviews for the 8, 9 o'clock hour. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview we had with Robert Sherman from the Walker Aviation Museum. He joined us last Tuesday, gave us an update on what's happening there. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to play our interview. Peggy Bolin, talking Camp Invention, joined us Friday to give us the most recent update details on Camp Invention. So we'll play that for you here about 9:15 or so.
Yeah, June doesn't seem too far away now, does it?
It does not.
Now that we're bumped up to it with May.
Yeah, it's right there. Summer. We're weeks away from Memorial Day and kids getting out of school and talking summer plans and like I'm already seeing.
Aren't we supposed to get a rebate check at some point?
I think that's June and September.
Oh, all right.
From the state.
Cool.
Like because we're paying too much for gas.
Yeah, we are.
And I think it's like $500 per person.
Yeah, couples get $1,000.
Like $250 each. Like on June you're supposed to get $250, and then September. But if it's married, you get $500 total.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I think that's the numbers off the top of my head. So, I think that's right.
Thanks, Governor.
Don't quote me. I'm not sure. Anyway, it is 7:13. Let's go ahead and take a gander at that weather. At the storm with no rain.
Get it.
That's my best Bono. It's pretty good, I know.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the mountains just like yesterday and a low pressure trough to our east, and that means sunny and hot weather today. Our afternoon high will be in the upper 90s. For the overnight hours, a few clouds and maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm, down to a low of 60, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms coming up on Wednesday. Will stay in the mid-90s, partly sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 60 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 15%. Winds currently out of the south at 7 miles per hour. Sunny, highs right there near 100. 99 officially today. Winds out of the south 5 to 10 this morning, 15 to 20 for the afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 60. Winds out of the south 15 to 20. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight. Wednesday, like what I told you earlier, there is that chance of storms, and they say it could be pretty windy with with lots of the breezes and all that. But sunny and hot, highs around 97. Winds will be out of the south 10 to 20, increasing 20 to 30, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. They say don't expect much rain out of that storm though. They're saying a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms before midnight tomorrow night. Partly cloudy, looking at an overnight low of 62. Winds will be breezy out of the south, 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. They'll drop down 10 to 15 miles per hour after midnight. Thursday, sunny skies, high of 96 expected with south winds 10 to 15. Friday, sunny and 94, and then your weekend, more of the same, mid-90s, sunny 95 on Saturday. Sunny 96 on Sunday, and when you head back to work and school Monday, 101 and sunny. So it's officially summer temps, whether you want them or not. We got them. All right, it is 7:15. We're going to get you into your Roswell Livestock Report recap with Smiley Wooten. We'll take a quick commercial break, and then on the other side, Dr. Sarah East with Loveless will join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,035 head of cattle sold on Monday on a steady market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. All classes of cattle sold steady. 3 to 400 pound steers 188 206, 3 to 400 pound heifers 169 185, 4 to 500 pound steers 182 188, 4 to 500 pound heifers 165 169, 5 to 600 pound steers 172 182, 5 to 600 pound heifers 159 165, 6 to 700 pound steers 149 172, 6 to 700 pound heifers 140 159, 7 to 800 pound steers 141 149, 7 to 800 pound heifers 134 140, packer cows 75 to 83.50, canner and cutter cows 68 to 71, packer bulls 90 to 98, feeder bulls 76 to 83. The cow-calf pairs and bred cows not well tested this week. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Hi, this is Kevin Ray from my friends at Sun State Technology Group. There are no timeouts in business, and with the game getting more challenging than ever, it's time to make the play for better, more reliable technology. Sun State Tech is your local IT solutions company that provides protection and upgrades to keep your business at the top of its game. Managed IT services, cybersecurity, and more are delivered by the home team experts at Sun State Tech. Visit sunstatetech.com today for your free, no obligation technology checkup.
There's nothing like a good night's sleep. But if your old, worn-out mattress is keeping you up at night, then hurry to Glenn's Furniture and change your life. Glenn's carries Serta, the finest mattress in the world. Whether you prefer a traditional inner spring, a modern memory foam, or a hybrid that combines the best of both, Glenn's has the right size and right firmness in stock, specially priced and ready for free delivery. So don't lay awake another night. Head for Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, making sweet dreams since 1953.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Loveless Regional Hospital, Dr. Sarah East back with us. Good morning, doctor.
Good. I am so happy to be here this morning because I have a couple procedures that I was wanting to discuss with you so that we can promote it to the patients and let them know that we offer these services here in Roswell.
Yeah, absolutely. For folks that aren't familiar, Dr. East.
Just call me Sarah. I'm a PA.
Sarah is the... I guess you could say the jack of all trades here with primary care. So if you're got something going on and you're like, I don't know which specialist I'm supposed to, you go see the primary care. And if they can't take care of it, then they send you to the specialist you need here.
Exactly.
But a couple things we do want to talk about. And Sarah, one is, when we talk about migraines, and I don't know, I know a lot of people suffer from them. I don't know, like what when we talk about migraines real quick, what's the difference when we're just saying like a migraine versus I just got a headache? I mean, when does that when does it officially go to migraine level status?
That's a great question. So a lot of people just suffer with regular headaches where they just have a little bit of a tension headache or a cluster headache. They're able to take just some over-the-counter anti-inflammatories and typically it goes away. Migraines are debilitating. So they cause you to have light sensitivity, sound sensitivity.
Okay.
You have to go into a dark room. It's really debilitating. Sometimes they can be nauseous. Severe migraines can even cause vomiting. So it's just the level of severity.
So if the pain's causing more than inconvenience, then it's probably more the migraine side. If you're getting nausea or dizziness or sensitivity to light, then odds are that you're suffering from a migraine.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. And so, patients, they'll say, yeah, I get migraines occasionally. If you get one a month, or one every couple months, then we have just oral medications that will help take care of that. You take it at the onset of the migraine. It usually aborts it, and then if you need a second one, you can take a second one a couple hours later. But what we're doing is for those that have chronic migraines, at least 8 a month, then there's oral medications that you can take on a daily basis to help minimize that. By the time the patients come to see me, they've already tried every oral medication
They've exhausted
there is.
all the pills and everything that they could take.
And so what we offer, and I've been doing it for several years now, but I just wanted to bring more awareness to the community, is therapeutic Botox for migraines.
Gotcha.
And it works tremendously on completely eliminating the migraines for the entire time that the Botox lasts, which is usually 3 months. And so at the end of every third month, sometimes patients will notice in that last week that the migraines are returning.
And
so then they come in and we do another session of it. Yes.
So really, in essence, instead of taking, your daily pill or take as needed, you could, in essence, get some Botox 4 times a year, basically, and that'll cover you all the time.
Yeah, completely eliminates it. People's quality of life really improve it to where they can work. They're not missing so many days of work, etc.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but because most people you hear Botox, we think of cosmetic surgery and things. But if I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Botox initially was for migraines, right? And then they found out that, oh, by the way, it also helps with wrinkles.
Yes. And actually, Botox does even more than just the migraines and the cosmetic side. So what we also are offering in our clinic now, which is something new, is for cervical dysplasia and also spasticity. So meaning if somebody has severe neck spasms to where their head is almost tilted or turned in like a chronic position like this because of their spasms, we can actually do Botox down the neck muscles to help relax that to where they can move their neck freely. And also for post-stroke patients that have chronic tightness in their arm or their hands are in a fist position, we're able to do Botox down the arm to be able to loosen up that to where their physical therapist can start moving their muscles a little bit in post-stroke patients. So Botox works on a lot of different reasons from the therapeutic standpoint as well as the cosmetic side.
So I'm trying, and this is where I'm like, my medical science is a little bad here. But so in essence, does Botox do something where, so like for a headache, does it allow the blood to flow or do something so where it releases tension and pressure there? Or,
no.
I mean, how does that science work there and work different, for muscles or skin?
Yeah. So it works on the CGRP receptors, which are the receptors that trigger migraines. And so what it does is it actually blocks those receptors to basically help relax the muscles to where you're not getting the full-on migraine pain. And then from the cervical dystonia, same thing. It works on those to kind of, I don't want to use the word deaden the muscle, but for a lack of a better term, it deadens the muscle to where you're able to relax that muscle and it's not in tight spasm.
It's kind of like if you need a comparison, like when you're upset or tense and you kind of grit up and everything, and so that this allows that muscle to ungrit up and kind of loosen up so you can get in and work it or whatever you got to do.
Yeah. And then from the next side, I wouldn't do Botox if, like, say you just woke up and you slept wrong just that day. It's not for that. It's for those with chronic dystonia to where they're like at a, there's a term called torticollis that it's just where they're completely turned to a side.
Gotcha.
Those
so you're kind of
patients,
stuck in that position or it would cause a lot of pain to move out of that position or something like that.
And then, like I said, I have the reason why I also wanted to, go through is because of the stroke patients.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. This Botox is going to help them tremendously because when they're in that chronic flex position of their arm and fist, it's painful. Like they experience pain with that because they're not able to ever move that arm because of the chronic spasm. Like just imagine being in a chronic spasm the whole time.
So in essence, it may allow some folks that weren't eligible or weren't responding to, say, rehab after stroke.
Yes.
They could start responding to some of the physical therapy and things that you got to do
Exactly.
to get back to health.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. So the migraines is a huge thing. I have several patients that have been getting it now for several years, and their lives have completely turned around. They're not taking ibuprofen every day. They're not taking their oral meds that they used to take for the migraines, and they just come in. The procedure itself is maybe 10 minutes long.
Oh, wow.
And in and out, and their migraines are completely gone away during that whole time.
I got to, because obviously the way that if they inject it, right? That's how they do that.
Yes.
For people that get
it's
squeamish.
It's a very, very tiny needle.
It's not that painful, and I'm sure it's far less painful than what you're experiencing with your migraine headache.
Exactly.
I think if you're going through that, you're like, I can handle a little bit of Botox.
It's a tiny little pinch is all it is. We go all the way around the head, down the neck, and into the upper shoulder area.
Okay.
And the worst spot that patients usually will make a comment on is just the forehead portion.
Okay.
But it's a tiny little sting, and I'm done within seconds.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of meat there, you know?
Exactly.
It's skin and bone mostly right there in the forehead, which is, by the way, the hardest part of your head, right there in your forehead. So if you call it hard-headed, odds are that it's on right there.
Yes. So it's exciting. There was another provider that I was doing this with. He's unfortunately relocating, and so that's why I just wanted to let patients know, hey, I'm still here.
Okay.
I've still been doing them now at Loveless, so I'm very excited about that.
Well, and good news, Matt informed me earlier here that the burritos are back. So if you want to make an appointment in the morning there, get there a few minutes early or stick around afterwards and have yourself a burrito and everything. Of course, you're at the remote but I'm trying.
You're trying. You just love the cafeteria. You love it so much.
I'm just trying to give people an excuse to eat a burrito.
Just tear the tortilla in half the carb. Half the carb.
That's true. That's right. You are going to see your doctor.
Yeah.
Let's also talk, obviously because of your practice, you kind of see everything and anything here, but also another part that you guys, your office treats and things is you wanted to talk a little bit about nerves and things like that, some of the procedures and things that you can offer for folks that are having nerve issues, right?
Yeah, so actually it's a very, very, very undertreated prevalent disease called overactive bladder.
Okay.
Men and women have it, and it's one of the symptoms is, hey, I have to go to the bathroom almost every hour during the day. I can't take long trips because I have to stop at every gas station along the way to go to the bathroom. If I sit through a movie, I miss half the movie because I have to run to the bathroom real quick. It's overactive bladder. It's also for urinary urgency. So if you have the urge to go to the bathroom, you have to physically run to the bathroom or else you're going to have a little bit of leakage.
It doesn't give you much lead up time. It's like, it's either I got to go or I'm good. Yeah.
Yes. And so what I've been doing is this procedure called an axonic sacral nerve stimulator.
Okay.
And what it is we're basically rerouting the nerve signals to the brain to calm the frequent urination down.
Gotcha.
And so to kind of give you an idea, again, there's oral pills for this that patients start off with. However, there's a lot of side effects to them. So it can cause severe dry mouth. Everything's dry. It can make dementia worse. There's a lot of long-term negative consequences to the oral pills. So you got to really
weigh the options there.
Exactly.
That would be a funny bit of irony. It's like, well, I don't have to pee as much, but I get dry mouth, so I drink more water. Now I'm peeing.
Yes, exactly. And so, and the oral pills, to use an analogy, is kind of like a light. So if you see the light bulb flickering, you go and just change the light bulb. Well, if that doesn't help, then you start looking at the wiring to that light. And that's where this sacral nerve stimulator comes in, is that we're basically rerouting the wiring.
It's kind of like, correct me if I'm wrong here, it's not that your bladder's full or whatever, it's what it is, but it's kind of like in a car where you got sensors telling you when you're low on gas or when the oil needs changing. Those sensors aren't working
continuously going.
And in your body, that's your nerves and things, and they're basically they're giving false dummy light indicators saying, you got to go to the bathroom. It's like you really don't. And
Yes.
So that's kind of where the issue is. And these pills help to, I guess, put them,
so
give the correct information.
Yeah, so the oral meds just kind of, put a Band-Aid on it, essentially.
Okay.
Like I said, they're just changing the light bulb, but the problem is wiring. So the procedure that I do is this nerve stimulator, and the great thing about it is that in my office, it's just a simple office procedure. We'll do a 3-day trial to where I'll put in this little tiny stimulator into your backside, and you wear it for 3 days. And almost immediately, within the first 24 hours, you'll notice that you're only having to go to the bathroom half the amount of times that you were doing it before. So we always have you keep what they call a bladder diary, or it also is for bowel incontinence as well. So you'll keep your bladder diary, and say you go to the restroom 16 times a day, 5 times at nighttime. The goal within the first 24 hours or even the first 3 days of the trial is to do only 8 times a day, instead of the 16.
Okay.
And so that trial is very simple. We'll do it on a Thursday. You come back in on Monday and remove it. And that weekend, patients will come to me and be like, my life has changed with this procedure because they were able to go shopping at Walmart and not have to use the public restroom.
I have a life to live without having to stop every 10 minutes to go to the bathroom. Yeah.
So once they do the trial, and if they are successful and they love it, then we send them for a permanent placement with a urologist who does it in a hospital setting. And again, it's a very simple procedure. They're in and out within that same day, and they go home. And really, the follow-up is just, hey, how are you doing? And they're living life, and it can last 15 to 20 years without having to do any maintenance to it.
So overall, for the results, it's pretty uninvasive for the most part.
Non-invasive.
Yeah,
yes.
There you go, non-invasive.
Yeah.
That's why they pay her the big bucks.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about this overactive bladder. We were introduced to it about, I would say, 6 months ago to a year ago now. And but I haven't really done a whole lot of marketing on it. And so I really wanted to talk about that as well as the therapeutic Botox, just because these are things that we're not really treating. And
it sounds like, I imagine for folks that are suffering from this, they've probably tried multiple options, things, whether it's wearing the diapers or other things like that, and either finding it not convenient or embarrassing and things like that.
Because you smell of urine after a while, and they're having to change pads, and the pads are very expensive. Sometimes insurance doesn't cover them, and so that's where when we started doing this nerve stimulator, it just completely changes their life, because they may have had to buy 6 pads a day, whereas now maybe they'll use 1 or 2.
Sure.
And their quality, like they're able to go to their granddaughter's wedding, things of that sort.
Yeah, confidence. I mean, it's that one's probably as much a condition of the psyche as it is a physical condition, because at the end of the day, you're looking, it's a minor inconvenience in the big scope of life, but socially or it's not, and that's where and I'm guessing people that go through that probably also start at some points suffering from other ancillary depression and various other social issues and things like that. So yeah, sometimes a treatment like this could be the difference between a life of happiness versus one of suffering.
Yes. And with once you get the permanent, there's 2 types of permanents that Exonics offers, and one is rechargeable and one's non-rechargeable. The rechargeable is still the mainstay one, and all it is for an hour, like every 2 weeks, because you'll have a little permanent stimulator in the backside, and you just place this little charger over it for about an hour every 2 weeks. And so it's very, very small, very convenient. And then they came out with the non-rechargeable kind, to where you don't even have to do that. But you have to realize, a battery life on the rechargeable can be up to 20 years, whereas the non-rechargeable is maybe about 15 years.
So you're going to have to replace it more often.
Yeah, it's still 15 years.
That's a long time,
10 to 15 years, yeah. So either way, there's pros and cons. But the company is amazing. They do the full workup as far as the bladder diary, talk to the patients. During that 3-day trial, they're checking in with the patients every day just to say, hey, any concerns? How are you doing? How many times did you urinate? Keep track of that. And so it works really, really well here.
Interesting. So if folks are just learning about this or dealing with some of these issues or have been for a while and they're kind of wanting or hoping for an alternative here, schedule an appointment with Sarah here and let's talk about it. Let's see if you're a great candidate for this. Maybe this is the perfect treatment for you. If not, then maybe there's some other options that Sarah can help you in the meantime. And I imagine, like you said, that procedure is, after trying a bunch of things first. That's not the first course for someone coming in the first time saying, I'm suffering from incontinence, some of these
Usually things. We'll just have to try at least one oral medication. So as long as you've tried one oral medication, that's pretty much all it takes for insurance to approve for you to get the trial at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've dealt enough with insurance that you can help, finagle and say, all right, this is probably the direction they're going to lean, so we're going to go with this style of treatment or something like that.
I call it the insurance game. We definitely know how to play it. In fact, I feel like I'm a master insurance gamer.
and that's important too because when you want to be treated, there is that, your healthcare professional is going to, obviously he's the expert in the room and that's who you want making those decisions. But sometimes insurance companies can finagle and fight with it. And so for you to be able to say, okay, well, they're not going to go this way, but I can do what I want this way just as effectively or no, I need to fight your insurance and say, this is what we got to do.
Yes.
And,
exactly.
and that's, and it's nice to know that, hey, you got that experience. And because I think in this day and age of being a healthcare professional, you almost have to have that ability as much as the ability to treat a patient.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. And so that's why, it's one of those things that I know the general requirements for each of these procedures, the Botox for migraines, the neck spasms, the arm spasms, and then now the overactive bladder, the urgency. So, once you kind of have a good game plan with the patient, you guys are all wanting to have the same endpoint of these procedures, then we know how to do the paperwork side of it.
Absolutely. Now, of course, if you're not suffering from any of these issues, but you have other issues as well, Sarah can handle that. She's a primary care provider. So what that means is whether you stub your toe or break your leg or feeling sick to your stomach, whatever it is, she can be the first line of defense for you and tell you, and either treat it or get you to the expert that can.
Yes, exactly.
Best way is if you want to talk about Botox here, or if you want to talk about this procedure for incontinence or anything, you can call Sarah's office, schedule an appointment direct. You don't have to go through the gauntlet or through another provider. Just call direct 575-627-4200. Again, that's 575-627-4200. Or you can swing by her office. Like I said, she's not at the hospital. She's there at 1112 North Main Street, at the Loveless Healthcare Center there on North Main. So,
correct. Yep. Yeah. And I was going to say, if somebody has their own primary care and they just want to be evaluated for this procedure, all they need is just a referral from their primary care to me for the procedures.
Okay.
And I'd be more than happy to go ahead and take care of them with just either if it's the migraines, the post-stroke patients, the overactive bladder, and they're able to keep their primary care as well.
Now I'm just curious, if I don't have headaches, but what if I want smoother skin? Can you Botox me there too? Or
That's my side business.
Okay.
Yeah. I do the cosmetic on the side.
Okay, I was curious about that because I was like, I'm just thinking, I don't have headaches, but I do look like an old man.
Yeah. I can make you real pretty too, Mike. Yeah, that'll be after hours though. That's the side business.
Gotcha. But if you're having any issues on anything here, it doesn't matter what. Sarah can help you with all of that. Please schedule your appointment. If you're looking for a regular, full-time provider for your family, Sarah can help with that.
That's
too.
where I'm at.
That's the jack of all trades. That's kind of the. I'm curious for you. Is that more fun to practice because I imagine if you're a person that likes to solve things, you like that kind of adventurous side a little bit. I think if you're a doctor or in medicine and healthcare, you got to go family practice or primary because you literally don't know what you're going to. I mean, you got an idea, but you could see anything on a given day, whereas a specialist, odds are, okay, it might be different conditions, but it's all going to be heart related, or it's all
Correct.
going to be. I mean, for you, is that kind of part of the fun of being a provider?
Makes it fun. Yeah, this makes it fun because I like the procedure side.
Yeah.
So, like, I do all joint injections. I do nerve blocks. I've incorporated the Botox into my practice, the overactive bladder stimulator into my practice. Like, I like to see how much can I do in the office to where most patients in general always sent out to specialists.
Gotcha. You're like, hey, can I get it all done in my office right here?
Like, how much can I do here to where, we're rural?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in Dallas, everybody that does this procedure are all going straight to the urology for it.
Yeah.
Whereas primary cares there don't do it a whole lot, but they don't need to because
Sure.
you can get in with a urology. There are a dime a dozen in Dallas, whereas here we have one. And so to kind of help them out, I at least do the trial in the office, and then the permits can be placed with urology.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So really, it's just fun because you get to.
Yeah.
Because really, you're right. It's kind of, I have an image of like, and this is where I'm a little older, but like the old Looney Tunes cartoons, like the assembly line, dun, 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 they're stamping stuff. Like, I feel like that in some cases can be healthcare in larger cities like Dallas and things like that, where dun, 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 it's a stamping, where here it's kind of not like, I was going to say Doc Hollywood, another 90s movie reference, but it's not like that where he's jumping from house to house. But but at the same time, it's more like that, and you get to know your patients. You see them on a regular basis. I'm sure you have, you talk to them about their lives and everything. You see them, especially your patients that are in frequently. You're as involved in their lives as probably some of their family members.
Yes,
and so
exactly.
You get the chance to meet them and talk with them and learn about their families. And
and I've been here for 13 years, and so I've have patients that have literally been seeing me for 13 years. So it's a great thing.
You've got your loyal patients that have been with you for 13 years, and they've been with you that whole time. So you can do that too. Give again, you can reach to her office direct, 575-627-4200. Again, that's 575-627-4200. Stop her office, 1112 North Main, there at the Loveless Healthcare Center there on North Main.
Yeah.
And definitely, and even if you're not suffering from migraines or anything, you just, like I said, you need a healthcare provider, and maybe you're a family just starting out, getting together, and you're like, all right, we need to pick our doctor and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Sarah can help you with all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's fun, and I'm all about preventive medicine as well. So at least once a year, everybody should be having a checkup for their basic labs, make sure everything is going okay, and their annual checkups are very, very well advised.
Do you see a lot of patients that, like, obviously, like folks that have diabetes and things have their endocrinologist special and stuff, but generally speaking, you're usually the one that kind of monitors their, checking their labs every several months, making sure everything's going, and adjusting meds as needed and things like that.
Blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, all together.
All the big ones, all the ones that most people come in on a day-to-day basis to see you for. So very good.
Yeah.
Sarah, is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to share? Any information that we wanted to cover that we just got sidetracked on?
No, actually, it's just really letting patients know that, hey, if you're suffering from migraines, this is another option for you. You don't have to be taking, 200 ibuprofens every month and going from there. So I really wanted to say that you don't have to live with migraines.
And I think there's only, isn't there X amount of milligrams of ibuprofen a day you can take before you start doing damage to your body?
Well, and not only that, it can cause GI bleeds. It can cause kidney failure. So there's a lot of negative downturn to ibuprofen.
I'm not saying it, ibuprofen is a good thing at some times, but if you're relying on it and taking it on a daily basis constantly, you might be doing more harm to your body than help at that point. So please talk to Sarah here, and let's get you off that and get you into something that's actually going to help you.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
Make Matt get you a burrito on the way back to the office.
I know. I'm gonna tell him to bring me some food from the cafeteria.
See, that would have been a state. See, I would have held out. I said, "You want me back? You got to put me in the hospital so I can be near the burritos all the time."
That's so funny.
Thank you.
All
I
right,
appreciate
thanks, Mike.
it. Have a good one.
It.
Don't work too hard. All right, it is 7:44. Let's go ahead and pause for local news, your Kim Commando update, and Chavis County sports update. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Sorello. An Artesia man sentenced to federal prison for bank robbery and for helping to hide the money Roman Andrew Polson pleaded guilty back in January to holding up the Washington Federal Bank at 602 West Texas Street in Artesia back in July of last year. He used a note to demand money from the bank teller. Lori Crapo helped in the heist, according to prosecutors. Police later found the duo in the nearby Country Market and arrested them. Surveillance video from the store showed the pair tried to hide the money behind an ice cream cone display inside the store. At least 14 major wildfires currently burning in New Mexico and Arizona. Firefighters in a desperate battle. Extreme heat and high winds helping to fuel two fires merging into a massive one, burning nearly 300 structures and forcing evacuations. Residents near the Los Alamos nuclear lab facility have also been warned they may have to evacuate their homes. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
It may sound unbelievable, but a single ransomware attack has caused a 158-year-old college in Illinois to close its doors forever, providing us all with a sad but very teachable moment. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. Lincoln College was founded in 1864 in Lincoln, Illinois. It offered associate, bachelor's, and master's programs, and amazingly saw record-breaking student enrollment in fall 2019. Then came COVID. Some students studied online, others deferred classes until COVID receded. But then, in a 1-2 punch in December, Lincoln's entire computer network, its employee files, fundraising, student records, grades, payroll, everything was lost in one ransomware attack. The lesson? By simply investing in a top-notch IT department with a qualified staff, this catastrophic disaster would not have happened. I'll help you stay tech smart all the time at Commando.com. As a small business owner juggling 100 balls in the air at once, there's just no time to interview candidates who aren't qualified for the job. That's where LinkedIn Jobs comes in. LinkedIn Jobs makes it easier and faster than ever for you to find the people who you want to interview, and for free. Create a free job post in minutes to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Then add your job and the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing faster. Every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn. You can post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. That's linkedin.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the mountains just like yesterday and a low pressure trough to our east, and that means sunny and hot weather today. Our afternoon high will be in the upper 90s. For the overnight hours, a few clouds and maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm, down to a low of 60, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms coming up on Wednesday. We'll stay in the mid-90s, partly sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. So many state championships going on. How about golf? Golf started yesterday. 5A boys at Twin Warriors near Bernalillo. Peyton Jones from Roswell shot a 74. He's tied for fourth, but hey, he's only 3 back of the leader, so we'll keep an eye on Peyton today in the second and final round. Also in 4A girls, Chase Fields from Goddard shot an 84. That puts her in third place overall, although she is 9 back of the leader. That's at Santa Ana near Bernalillo as well. And in the 3A boys competition at Four Hills in Albuquerque, Jackson Hicks from NMMI is sitting at a tie for first. He shot a 79 in the first round. In the 3A girls competition, Lily Barrios from Dexter is in 8th place overall, but she's only 5 back of the leader. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. President Joe Biden announced Monday that 20 internet companies have agreed to provide discounted service to people with low incomes, a program that could effectively make tens of millions of households eligible for free service through an already existing federal subsidy. With the new commitment from the internet providers, some 48 million households will be eligible for $30 monthly plans, making internet service fully paid for with government assistance if they sign up with one of the providers participating in the program. The Federal Reserve said Monday that Russia's war in Ukraine and surging inflation are now the greatest threats facing the global financial system. The observations came in the Fed's Financial Stability Report that looks at trends in trading and investing, as well as broad economic issues. The report is not an economic forecast and does not try to predict the next risk to the financial system, but it does highlight the areas of concern to central bankers.
The Valley Cafe is now open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located inside the 180 Youth Building across from Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try one of their signature creations like the Sweet and Spicy Burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, the chicken cordon bleu soup, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman Burger with creamy green chili sauce. Or swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school. Don't feel like leaving home? Order takeout from DoorDash.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
When Bluebell takes milk chocolate ice cream and loads it with chocolate-coated peanut butter cups and peanut butter cookie dough pieces, you get chocolate peanut butter overload. Better by a country smile.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Walmart Supercenters.
Sometimes we put off important health needs like surgeries because, well, we worry about the pain and time needed for recovery. Dr. Paul Torres, a board-certified general surgeon, has joined Loveless Healthcare Center and is helping patients in the Roswell area get back to the lives they love with less pain and a faster recovery through advances in minimally invasive surgery. To find out if laparoscopic surgery is the best solution for you, call Loveless and make an appointment today at 575-625-3222.
Roswell is our home. That's why we've all got to do our part to stop illegal dumping. Throwing your trash, clutter, or yard debris in the alleys, sidewalks, or streets is a crime, and it takes time and money to clean it up. Those caught dumping illegally can face fines of up to $500. You can help by taking your waste to the landfill once a month for free with a paid water bill. Call the City of Roswell Solid Waste Department for more information at 575-624-6746. Help keep Roswell clean. After all, do you want your kids to grow up in a dump?
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit NationalGuard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard, aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The first of what will be many Roswell High Lady Coyote upsets took place this weekend as the Lady Coyotes advanced in the NMAA State Softball Championships. Next up, it's the number 4 La Cueva Lady Bears. Thursday morning at 11 a.m., Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald will be there to bring you all of the action on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. So it's Roswell and La Cueva, Thursday morning at 11 a.m. on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:54. Got a few minutes here before top of the hour. My Caps didn't do so well last night. They dropped one. They're tied the series 2-12.
How are your knees?
They're sad like the rest of me.
My calves failed me last night. That's a weird statement.
Caps.
I know, but the way you said it, it sounded my calves failed me.
Oh, yeah, my caps.
There you go.
Yeah,
Caps.
Caps.
Sometimes enunciation's everything.
Capitals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With an A, by the way.
Right.
They spell it with an A.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the Capitol building with the O.
Which, yeah, the capitals, not the capitols.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the Capitol is the only capital that is authorized to spell capital with the O.
Really?
I think.
Mm.
I believe. Don't quote me on that.
Well, I'm curious how the capital steps spell theirs.
That should be Capitol, T-O-L. If it's the actual steps in front of the Capitol, then I believe it should be with
I
it.
meant the band.
Oh.
And yes, it's O.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they dropped one last night. They looked flat. I kind of was watching them, and they were tied at 1. I'm like, yeah, they're not going to win this. They look flat, and they end up losing
Game
it.
2?
That was game 4.
Game 4.
Yeah, so they're tied at 2 now. So
way off.
Game 5 back to Florida, and game 6 in Washington, and then a game 7 would be back in Florida if necessary.
If needed.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. We'll see what happens. There's something else I was going to mention too. I can't remember what it was.
The NHL is basically the reason for the lowest rating for an AEW show in their history.
Really?
Yeah, 200 and some thousand. Whereas they usually get like 600 to 700,000.
Well, there's also NBA playoffs.
Well,
going
they
on,
were
too.
they were preempted, so they got like knocked to a different time slot.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, it really screwed me back in.
TBS. It looks like TBS is showing all the hockey playoffs.
Mhm.
TNT showing basketball playoffs.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of different. It's new for me to watch hockey on TBS. I don't see that very often.
It's
usually it's one of the NBC channels, NBC, ESN, or something.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
spent a ton of money on that broadcast package.
Yeah.
To get NHL, NBA, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's Warner Media spent just a ton of money because they also have the HBO Max. They're trying to work in some kind of back end deal.
Oh yeah. I'm guessing. Well, I guess they had a little extra money after they spent it on Rat in the Kitchen.
Yeah.
You ever watch that show?
I've seen the commercials. It looks terrible.
It's actually marginally entertaining. Marginally.
I feel like it would be super easy to figure out who's messing around in the kitchen.
I've watched a couple episodes, and I say I've gotten it right once out of maybe 4 times.
Is there a different rat every time?
It's a different show every time.
It's a different show.
Different set
contestants.
of okay.
Okay.
Different contestants each show. So
I thought
they're
it was
all independent of each other.
I thought it was across the season, like a la the mole.
Yeah, no. It's each you have a saboteur, a rat, if you will, and basically the premise of the show, if you're like, what is he talking about? So they have a group of I don't know, like a dozen people, and they have to make meals and things, and they get challenges by this French chef in this mansion. It's kind of a whole mansion thing, and the lady, the comedian, I can't remember her name, who's the host. She's like the baroness of the mansion, and this French chef's her chef, and so they cook. But anyway, so one of the contestants is the rat and is supposed to sabotage, and so they have to complete challenges, and if they do it well, and the chef / judge says it's good, then the pot goes to the people. But if the rat saboteurs slips in something or does something without them noticing, then the pot goes there, and then at the end, if they guess the rat, then they keep whatever money they get. If they don't guess the rat, then the rat gets the money. And so they usually end up winning about $20,000 or somebody wins something like that.
Do you remember that portion of Roman history when they would like have people come to the Colosseum and pay to watch lions eat like people, Christians, stuff like that?
Yes.
We're there again. Yeah, no, we've hit that realm. We're now basically watching lions eat Christians. This is the place that we've come to.
Yeah,
and it's funny too because there's literally that line in a Weird Al song about how TV is going to be the ruination of us.
Yeah,
it says in the song, "Next week on Fox, watch lions eat Christians." It's weird how we're somehow becoming a Weird Al song.
I know we're about to roll into the top of the hour here, but I've been saying for years, ever since the movie The Running Man came out, I said that's our real future. We're going to have I said, the Running Man's going to be a real show on TV or something very similar to it before I leave this earth. And I feel like my prediction's going to be right there.
It's terrifying. Enjoy your breakfast, everybody.
Yeah, take that, Captain Crunch. All right, it is 8 o'clock. Time for some Town Hall News. We'll be back on the other side. Do not go away.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM. KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Moscow's military offensive against Ukraine continues. Russian forces have zeroed in on the southern port of Odessa. Ukrainian officials also announced they found more than 36 bodies in the rubble of a building destroyed weeks ago. President Biden will discuss inflation later this morning, but as Bernie Bennett reports, the planned speech has already been debunked by conservatives in Congress.
President Biden will give a speech on inflation from the White House today as prices on everyday and essential items continue to skyrocket. Republican Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina has introduced new legislation to combat record inflation. Senator Scott tweeted, "Folks across the country have been burdened with skyrocketing costs on everyday goods because of a 40-year high in inflation. My Inflation Prevention Act prevents my colleagues across the aisle from making matters worse." The junior senator also says we should ease COVID restrictions that are hurting our economy. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
The Senate has passed legislation to beef up security for Supreme Court justices as the High Court considers whether to overturn the Roe v. Wade abortion decision. Samples taken from 3 American tourists who died at a resort in the Bahamas under mysterious circumstances have been sent to a lab in Philadelphia.
Once those examinations are done, our pathologists would be able to provide us with an official report as to the exact cause of death and help us to determine exactly what has happened.
Royal Bahamas Police Commissioner Paul Raleigh. The Federal Reserve no longer views the coronavirus pandemic as the biggest threat to the global financial system. Instead, the central bank is now pointing to Russia's war in Ukraine and surging inflation. Stocks bouncing back today after yesterday's sell-off. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Sony is reporting $850 million in fourth quarter profits, up 67% over a year ago.
The increase comes as the Japanese entertainment and electronics company racked up profits in video game and movie divisions. Tokyo-based Sony's January to March quarterly sales edged up 1%, as its music operations also did well, boosted by the popularity of streaming services. For the full fiscal year ending in March, Sony racked up a profit of $6.8 billion, down 14%.
That's correspondent Jeremy House reporting. Police are asking for the public's help in tracking down those who vandalized and set fire to the office of a prominent Wisconsin pro-life group's office in Madison. Vandals left behind threatening graffiti. The incident follows other recent attacks against pro-life organizations and pro-life Catholic churches. News and analysis at townhall.com. Correspondent Ben Thomas reports on the findings of a new poll that comes amid a rise in anti-immigrant rhetoric.
The poll by the Associated Press Nork Center for Public Affairs Research finds 1 in 3 surveyed believe an effort is underway to replace U.S.-born Americans with immigrants for electoral gains. In addition, a slightly smaller proportion, 3 in 10, worry that more immigration is causing U.S.-born Americans to lose their economic, political, and cultural influence. Republicans are more likely than Democrats to harbor that fear, 36% to 27%. Those views mirror swelling anti-immigrant sentiment being espoused on social media and cable TV. I'm Ben Thomas.
A federal appeals court in New Orleans is hearing arguments about whether the President Biden, legally suspended new oil and gas lease sales because of climate change worries. More at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I'm rigging through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
That is.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes.
So I saw a TikTok video that made me laugh. I can't really share it online because there's a cuss word in it.
Oh, okay.
But it spawned a question that I want to ask.
Okay.
Has this ever happened to you?
All right.
So the TikTok video is a dad. He's sitting in the living room, and in the background you hear a little girl screaming, "The Tooth Fairy gave me $110. The Tooth Fairy gave me $110." And the dad's like, "No, Tooth Fairy gave you 2 tens." The dad says that, and all of a sudden he gets up, looks at his wallet, and yells an expletive. He goes, "I think the Tooth Fairy was drinking last night." Now I gotta know, have you ever had a situation where the Tooth Fairy accidentally gave more money than intended in your house?
No.
Okay.
I have not had one of those situations. In fact, the last time my kid lost a tooth, she just watched a show where the character got a $5 bill, and I was rather upset at the fact that the show that she watched set the precedent for how much a Tooth Fairy should give.
Yeah.
So now I had to live up to the standard of $5. But I will tell you this. There was one time I was tipping, and it was my job to tip, so I threw a couple bucks out there. Didn't realize one of those bucks was a 20. Yeah, so I was very generous that day as a tipper. I honestly I should have tried to get her number. Well, I was married at the time, but I should have tried to get her number anyways. just so I had something to show for
Got a $20 tip, but
dude, oh my God.
I was kind of surprised because I'm like, 210 still seems like a lot of money for a tooth. I mean, I'm not trying to play old man here.
No, that's a lot. $20
yeah.
is a ton for
I'm
a
not
tooth.
trying to play the old crusty guy here, but back in my day, I got like a quarter.
Yeah, at that point, you're incentivizing your children to just mind their own teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a quarter.
Lost another one, Dad. Are you okay, son? I mean,
I may have got 50 cents a time or two.
That's what I remember.
That's about it. You know?
Loose change for a loose tooth.
Like I remember, when I was, I used to go. My grandparents lived in upstate New York, and so when I was of an age where they would let me be by myself for a while, I would go stay with my grandparents for 2 weeks during the summer. And of course, my grandparents, they're very proper. You know, the table manners, the whole, elbows off the table. I learned all my I guess, elocution lessons. Would that be under that category? Thanks to my grandmother.
You were finished.
Yeah.
By the grands.
Polished, or whatever you say. Yes.
This turd was polished.
But I don't eat fruit, and this is, something we know. And so my grandfather And they had fruit at every, like a dinner, they'd have a salad plate with some fruit. I mean, They were very, I'm telling you, these are the folks that refuse to, have hamburgers with buns on, it was just, they were very formal. Certain foods were quote unquote beneath them. But anyway.
They look at a plate of catfish and say, God, no.
I think my grandmother did not like Italian food. So
really,
spaghetti in their house was like an offense. But anyway,
that's sad.
Anyway, my grandfather would pay me to eat fruit while I was there. So for those 2 weeks, I would get a nickel for every piece of fruit I ate. And by the end of the 2 weeks, I had like $2.
Dang.
And I thought I was the richest man on the planet with
you were
this
just chock full of fruit.
I had $2. These kids are getting 20 for a tooth.
Yeah.
I'd eat 2 weeks worth of fruit, and I got $2.
It's $1 a week. That's a lot of friggin' fruit. It's like 400 pieces of fruit.
Well,
no, it's like 40.
Well, yeah, okay. In a week, I ate 40 pieces of fruit. But it would be like at dinner, it would be like a little piece of lettuce with a piece of pineapple, and then some cottage cheese on top. And that was
nice.
A little salad. And
I like that.
But if I ate that, I would get a nickel.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Yes, if you could eat something that's delightful, I'll pay you for it.
Well, that one I didn't mind.
Yeah.
But when it was pears or there's some that I really have trouble stomaching. Pineapple's is one of them I'm okay with.
I gotta say, of all of my years in radio, I get the weirdest cravings for stuff from this show.
Yeah?
Like, seriously, right now I'm sitting here thinking, God, I'd like some cottage cheese right now.
I love cottage cheese.
When has that thought ever dwelled in somebody's mind who's under 40? I don't think it ever has.
Oh, under 40?
Right now.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've had that craving like a year ago.
Yeah.
I had a kick where I bought like 3 containers in a course of a month. I bought like 3 containers of cottage cheese and ate them all myself.
This raises a question because this is actually one of those points of massive contention. Where do you stand on your curds? Are you a small curd man? Do you like a larger curd? Where do you stand on your cottage cheese curds?
That's another funny question. Response. I like curds.
So are you like a large curd person? Because I know some people that are like, oh no, I could never eat large curd. I can only do small curd.
I've never tried to eat a large curd. I've eaten small curd, and I like that.
To me, it's basically the same thing, essentially. But I guess the larger curd, you have more of an idea of what you're actually consuming.
Yeah. I know. Like every time I've had curd, it's like fried.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Fried cheese? Yeah, please. I'll do that all day.
I gather you could do that with cottage cheese if you prep it right.
Yeah.
You have to drain the curds.
How do I make this relatively healthy thing not healthy?
Drain each individual cottage cheese curd. It's gonna take some effort, but I'll tell you what, it seems like it'd be a worthwhile endeavor.
Yeah. Well, maybe
you take a thing of cottage cheese, right?
Yeah.
And you put it on a strainer. It has to be like a screen thinness. And then you just run water over it to rinse the curds off. Then just toss those into some flour. Maybe give an egg wash, some breadcrumbs. Throw them in the fryer. See what happens.
I think.
What are you having? Fried? I'm having cottage cheese. Doctor says I need to watch out for my health.
I feel like this is something that the Texas State Fair would do.
I feel like they should,
because
if they haven't yet.
If there is any. And let's be honest here. If there's an expert place for frying anything, it's got to be the Texas State Fair. I mean, they serve fried butter.
Yeah, exactly. They have everything in a fried ball. Why couldn't they do like a fried ball of cottage cheese?
I'm sure it's got to be done.
You know what would be, dude? You know what? Okay, go with me on this.
All right.
There's a lot of older folks that wander the fairs, right? They have their grandkids showing livestock, whatever.
Okay.
Tell me that Grandpa Jim wouldn't just light up if he saw deep fried cottage cheese and peach ball. Inside is a ball of cottage cheese and peaches wrapped in flour and corn and breadcrumbs. I'll go cornflakes for that sweetness.
Oh, okay.
Deep fried for your pleasure.
Why did I have an image of Patton Oswalt when you did this?
Served over a disc of salted butter with 15 of our potato bacon bombs. It's basically the Black Angus bit.
I was like, this sounds awful.
Deep fried pork stuffed croutons. Yeah, you kind of.
It's got a Patton Oswalt bit to it.
He definitely
there.
has a style. That's for sure. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm thinking is if you just have like a ball of cottage cheese with some kind of fruit, pears, peaches, whatever, you freeze it, right? Freeze it in ball form, like, wrap it like cellophane, freeze it in ball form.
Yeah.
So it's frozen. And then you dip it in flour, the egg wash, the whole thing. That's basically how they do, fried like Snickers bars and stuff. They just freeze them first and then fry them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, sure, why not? I mean, you can fry anything. I just, it's completely not healthy at this point.
No, it's not.
I'm
just saying, I don't have my kids this coming weekend.
There you go.
I think this is going to be a weird weekend, man.
You got I feel like you have a fry daddy or something.
I don't have a
like
fry
that.
daddy. I do have an air fryer, but am I prepared to destroy it?
All right.
I don't know if I'm prepared to destroy it.
So get you a cheapo fry daddy. You get like the little mini one for $20-$30.
I also live, in or about a trailer park, so I feel like this is exactly what would happen. This is what would lead to the inevitable, burning down my trailer. Like, we all saw it coming. We all knew it was going to happen. It was inevitable the day he bought that fry daddy.
But I got a fried cheese, cottage cheese and peach ball.
From the ashes, I just one hand rises up with a fried cottage cheese. But I made it work.
It is fried and it is good.
It is. One single bite out of the side of it. I have eaten cottage cheese like a hand fruit.
You know what would be funny? You do all that and it tastes like garbage.
Yeah,
I don't even like it.
It's not even good. The point is the experimentation. It's not the destination, it's the journey.
Yes. Well.
Journey understood that.
They went their separate ways.
They did, indeed.
All right, we're going to play our interview we had with Robert Sherman from the Walker Aviation Museum. He joined us last Tuesday in the 7 o'clock hour and gave us an update. So we're going to play that for you here in just a few. Before we do any of that, let's get you up to date on the weather. Going to be hot. There is a chance of rain with no rain tomorrow. That's up next.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the mountains just like yesterday and a low pressure trough to our east, and that means sunny and hot weather today. Our afternoon high will be in the upper 90s. For the overnight hours, a few clouds and maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm, down to a low of 60, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms coming up on Wednesday. We'll stay in the mid-90s, partly sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 73 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 10%. Winds currently out of the west at 3 miles per hour. Sunny, hot, highs near the century mark. They're saying 99 officially for us today with southwest winds 5 to 10 this morning, 15 to 20 for this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 60 degrees. South winds 15 to 20. Those winds will drop down 5 to 10 miles per hour after midnight tonight. And then for Wednesday, we're looking at a slight chance of thunderstorms for the afternoon. Some storms could produce gusty winds. Mostly sunny, hot highs of 97 expected tomorrow. Winds are going to be up as well. Early out of the south, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Later in the afternoon, increasing 20 to 30, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. They say, even though there's a chance of thunderstorms, little to no precipitation expected. Wednesday night, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms. There might be some rain in the evening, maybe. Mainly before midnight. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 62. Winds will be out of the south, 20 to 25. Gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Those winds will drop down 10 to 15 after midnight tomorrow night. Thursday, sunny, 96 for a high. South winds, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, more of the same, sunny, 94. And then the weekend, mid-90s once again, sunny, 95 on Saturday, sunny and 96 on Sunday. And then Monday, week from yesterday, 101 is what they're saying. So we'll see. All right, it is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 2-minute commercial break. And then on the other side, we're going to play our interview with Robert Sherman from the Walker Aviation Museum. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
A good night's sleep is so important. Did you know that proper sleep supports a healthy heart, decreases chances of weight gain, and boosts a positive mood? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. It doesn't matter your age, sleeping issues can make any of us reach for that all-day cup of coffee. If you know you are not sleeping because of severe snoring or sleep apnea, come visit us. We can make you a small oral appliance that will help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 622-4455.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you can call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning from the Walker Aviation Museum, Robert Sherman back with us. Good morning, Robert.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing today?
I'm great.
Good. Of course, for folks that aren't familiar, Robert joins us here once a month and gives an update on what's happening at the Walker Aviation Museum, which for folks that aren't familiar, located inside the Roswell Air Terminal at the airport there. And it is a museum that pays homage and gives folks and locals an opportunity to learn more about what was once called the Walker Air Force Base, Roswell Army Airfield, which if you're at the museum, you just happen to be on the property because it was down there at the south end of the base where the airport is. That's right. The other part is they also celebrate and give the history of the Cold War era and this area's role during the Cold War area with the ballistic missiles and the silos that were home here in this area. And then, of course, the other big part is celebrating this history, but also promoting STEM and getting kids into STEM-related pilot, aircraft industry-related, promoting those career fields and things like that. But really all STEM. So that's really what the museum
we're kind of
does.
doing the same thing I guess Roswell High's doing today.
With their career fair,
we really focus on stuff, and I'll talk about that here in a minute, about some of the different careers that we orientate people to.
Yeah. So good news is museum's open. It runs during the flight schedule out at the with the airline schedule.
Yeah, you can go to AA.com and put in ROW for Roswell and say Dallas-Fort Worth, and just check on when the midday departure is, and we're out there 2 hours prior to that.
Okay.
So, right now it's leaving about 12:31.
Okay.
So we're out there from about a little after 10 until about 12:30 or later.
So, Ralph, on average, things open daily or during the week.
Mainly because we got volunteers only right now out there and doing that.
So if folks are listening and said, I'd love to volunteer, maybe spend that way, the more people that volunteer, we can just have it open all the time.
Matter of fact, we got a new volunteer, Ted Smith.
Okay.
Actually, his name is Robert Theodore Smith, but Ted Smith. But he's a veteran and really into history. So he's been volunteering. He's out there today along with Bob Donnell.
Nice.
But he'll probably be out there by himself on Wednesday. But anyway, he's been helping us out, holding down the fort out there.
Well, good. Well, say hi to Ted Theodore Logan's. All I could think of was when you said his name, he sounds like oh shoot, my brain just had a complete brain cramp there. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the Bill and Ted movies. You ever seen those?
Oh yeah.
Ted Theodore Logan. So when he gave all the names, I was like, oh, it reminds me of him. But anyway, great to see he is stepping up here. And if anybody else is interested in being a volunteer, we'll give you the information here at the end here on how to get a hold of everybody and how to make that happen. So, well, good. I'm glad to see you got a new volunteer to be a part of the fold there. So.
Yeah. Good
deal. So, where do we want to cover first? We just want to cover some of the stuff you got going on right now.
First of all, you can go to wafbmuseum.org to find out information. And on that, you should find a newsletter. We're trying to get a new newsletter out pretty soon.
Okay.
Other publication displays and some history information. But our email is walkeramuseum@gmail.com.
Okay.
So, just instead of aviation, we just put walkeramuseum@gmail.com.
Okay.
But right now, the current board members are just myself, Katie Yates, Andy Correa, Bob Donnell, Juliana Halverson, Judy Armstrong, Jerry Cloffer, and Friar Jarek Nowacki, and Stephen Miller. But we're looking for additional members that might be interested in joining our group. And we're focused two things. History, is the main thing with the Walker Museum. But thanks to a grant we got from XL Energy, we got a couple really nice flight simulators.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to schedule kids to come out and see us. And we're talking, the Roswell Independent School District. We're talking Sidney Gutierrez Charter School, Gateway School, All Saints School, and any other schools, local churches, youth groups, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Civil Air Patrol, that kind of stuff. New Mexico Youth Challenge, yeah. So we get them out there and give them a little quick history, give them a little bit of orientation on the flight simulators, break them in two groups. And while we try to look at small groups, unfortunately, because we only have small area and stuff.
Sure.
It's about 8 to 12. 8 is ideal, but 8 to 12 max at a time. And we break them into two groups, about a 2.5 hour thing, and we can really get them oriented on about 15 different careers, as well as the flight simulator.
Very good. So,
and I'll go over those here in a minute.
Yeah. So if there's youth groups here listening and saying, this might be a great opportunity for whether it's a scout troop or a church group or a school group or anything like that, reach out. They would love to have you come be a part of this and give you an opportunity to see what they've got to offer and hopefully turn some of your youth onto career fields in the STEM-related careers.
I think this summer we're going to have some Bible school groups coming out.
Good.
So, again, we're looking at simulators are pretty complicated, not complicated, but they're pretty unique aircraft. I mean, things. We have it set up for Cessna 172, and we see the airline pilots walking by, and what is it? Oh, 170. Okay. As well, you can select, if you want to, an F-35 fighter land at Istanbul, Turkey at 9 o'clock in the rain. So you can do all kinds of things with 50 different aircraft. And
do you ever tell any of the pilots when they come by and say that? Maybe, I don't know if it's American airline pilots.
Yeah, American Airlines, yeah.
And they come through and they're like, oh, wait a minute, you said an F-35? Let me come back and check this out.
Yeah, or an F-22. What? Okay. I'll check that out.
Yeah, I imagine if you're flying heavies all your life and someone says, hey, you want to try to fly? It's kind of like someone coming up and saying, hey, you want the keys to my Ferrari? Give it a try and drive it out. Most people are going like, yeah, give me them keys. I'm sure those pilots like F-22. I'll take a spin in that.
No, we got my sister's son. He's a school teacher in New York City, actually Manhattan. So he came in and we got him flying this airplane. We had him flying over New York, and he was telling us, now that's good. That's good. Or, nope, that building is not there. It's on the other side of that street or whatever. Because some of the exact location of this material on the ground was not quite exactly on the outskirts of New York. And he was kind of flying his little plane around, telling us what was correct and what wasn't. So that was kind of cool.
That is cool. But that's and here's something, too, and we've talked about that. If you have folks that are interested in pursuing pilot's license, this really could help towards that training, because you guys actually kind of use the simulator kind of like a sort of like a library, and folks that are that are interested in it, you get checked out on it and stuff, and then you can get a card issued, very much like a library. And then when it's available and open, and it's not being used, you can come and check it out.
Since you've been oriented, you're allowed. We have a little card that says, "I'm an EduStation." That's the name of the flight simulator.
Yeah,
it's made by STEM Pilot Incorporated, but it's the EduStation. I'm an EduStation pilot. So they can show that. We can cross-check it in our little roster that we keep.
Yeah,
and let them have access to the flight simulator.
And that stuff counts towards your flying hours, towards getting your license and all of that stuff. That seat time in the simulator counts as flying hours and things like that.
Yeah, when they leave, we give them several sheets of paper. One is, a list of all the YouTube career stuff that we've shown them, and a list of other STEM careers that they can look up on YouTube themselves. And we also have a list of 38. They're all made by the same company. It's a professional training. Like, for example, there's 2 20-minute videos on weather for aviation. So it's 38 videos of 12 hours long, and you watch that. Trust me, you have been through 12 hours of intensive aviation training. So if you walked into a place that want to become a pilot, and you've already watched that 12 hours of videos of flying, you're kind of really a big jump ahead.
Sure.
Maybe even of the instructor sitting there watching.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So if folks that are serious about, pursuing pass and as pilots or doing it for their own personal gain, there's opportunities here just through the Walker Aviation Museum on that side. So very good.
Today, I'd like to tell a couple of war stories. I told a war story last month about big Eric Mace, big guy that accidentally ripped the door off of this thing when his girlfriend dumped him, and he didn't mean to, so he was coming in to turn in his Airman of the Quarter, Airman of the Month award, and I told him, get out of my office. we're doing good. But I've got a couple other stories I could tell that, real brief, kind of, if you're prior military, people in military is kind of something that
you can appreciate some of the stories
stuff.
here.
Yeah. One of the things that I'd like to go through right quick, since we're talking Roswell High is having their career day. When people come to see us, we give them a quick history of Walker, and then we, break them up. And one of the things they do for an hour while the other 2 are on flight simulators, we show them some potential careers. We show them some short video on how to develop a Venn diagram, which is 3 circles, and the thing in the middle is then kind of what you could do as a career.
Okay.
Because it's, what people will pay you to do, what you're good at, and what you're passionate about. If all those things overlap, then that's a good thing to pursue as a career. We show them, these are videos that anywhere from maybe a minute and a half to, say, 2.5, 3 minutes long.
Okay.
Short. We show them science, technology, and math overview. Careers in aviation is one of them. Eastern New Mexico University Roswell Aviation Maintenance Technician Program. A day in the life of a wind turbine engineer. Crumlin Auto Group and Eastern New Mexico University Roswell Auto Mechanic Program we have here in Roswell. A video on energy careers and energy cluster. Another one on oil well workers career video. What does a registered nurse do? Another one is architectural engineering versus architecture. What's the difference? And then we have 5 short, about 1.5 minutes long, really good Air Force recruiting on STEM stuff. And the first one is technical training overview of all the technical type stuff they could do. Aerospace ground equipment, air traffic control, electronic principles, and geospatial intelligence. These are all U.S. Air Force recruiting, and idea that you could do this, you get this training, and this could be applied once you got out of the Air Force, and also GI Bill, being in the And the last one, and I just picked this up because I take a Science News magazine, and on the back, it's a full-page thing, is a STEM career in the CIA.
Oh, interesting.
So this is a day in the life at CIA, and it shows you all the STEM-type careers that are available in the CIA.
Interesting, which I imagine there's quite a few. We just don't realize.
Only thing is, if they tell you, they have to kill you.
They have to kill you, exactly.
All right. Okay.
Pretty soon, you guys are going to have to add some Space Force.
That's right. Oh, we have some decals that people can take.
Good deal.
It has a Space Force thing they can put on their car windows or something.
I'll be, because they've already recruited and got people in the Space Force, and they're doing stuff. I mean, it's not as big as the other branches right now, but they've already implemented some of that stuff, and I got to imagine that's going to just keep getting bigger and bigger as we get older here, and more of that stuff there. But as far as STEM goes, I imagine that one's going to be almost all exclusively STEM, I'm thinking, for Space Force folks. But pretty cool.
One of the things I'd like to mention before I get too far down the road is thanks to people that have helped us monetarily and with other ways too. Roswell Toyota, XL Energy, of course, with the grant we got for flight simulators, and Pioneer Bank, Featherstone Development Corporation, Dr. Phil Cathy, Dr. Paula Engstrom, and Lloyd Hughes. Glenn's Furniture's provided some nice furniture for us.
Nice.
And Aerosail was a big supporter in the past year. So, again, we're going to be running out probably once we get a brochure completed. We're going to be kind of talking to people and trying to raise a little money. Right now, we don't have enough people. We're all kind of working out the museum, keeping it open to plan and do a golf tournament. So we're going to just maybe try to hit some people. And once we get somebody to support a particular month, we'll put big signs out and show, give them some
recognition and love.
Yeah. Sure.
So really, looking for volunteers, looking for sponsorships. If there's folks that are out there that really want to support what the Walker Aviation Museum does, we'd love to have you. If you'd like to, as an individual, volunteer to be a docent or serve on the board or volunteer in any way, shape, or form that way, would love to have you. And like you said, if there's businesses or groups out there that are interested in maybe your business or your mission statement lines right up with what the folks here at the Walker Aviation Museum are doing, and like to support that through sponsorship. Maybe, like I said, we got Airsail, Glenn's Furniture, Crumlin, all these groups that have really done a lot for the museum. We can add your name to that list too, and you guys hadn't had a chance to have your golf tournament in the last year or two here because of COVID and the world we live in right now. But at the end of the day, that's one of the major fundraisers for the museum. That's one of the big ones for the year. So if folks that are wanting to donate financially, or again, being back on helping to organize to get the golf tournament, hopefully next Armed Forces Day here in May and all that. A year from now, we'll be able to be out there whacking the golf ball around.
Yeah, we've right now when we're open, you walk in and we've got 2 touchscreens you can get for 2-minute, history of Atlas missile, 2-minute history of Walker, or Roswell Army Airfield, and then we have some videos running usually up in the other corner, and then we've got our flight simulators, but those are usually set just for when we have tours, or if, like we say, people came in that have already been oriented to it. And when we're closed up, we've now got some nice big signs that show some history of Walker and some other things we've gotten through Southwest Printing, and appreciate that. So anyway, something along that line. And just for all those just quick kind of a humorous or funny, not really funny, but it's things that happen.
Gee whiz stuff that life in the military.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with Mike, and we can talk about when we were in the military. But one of the times I was in the military was I was at RAF Alconbury in 1983. And if you study the Cold War, 1983 was one of the more serious periods of time when some things were going on. And matter of fact, while I was in England, that's when they were doing this particular, I forget the name of it right now, I read it last night, but it was a particular war games exercise, and it was kind of pretty simulating atomic exchange and stuff. And the Russians really were taking this serious, like we were not really faking and doing stuff. So now I look back on it and realize my wife and I were probably, and my daughter, were in potentially dangerous places.
Sure. But when you're young and dumb, you don't think much about those things.
Think about that later. But at RF Alconbury, we were working and establishing the U-2 aircraft. At that time, it's called the TR-1.
Which is Air Force or spy aircraft.
It's spy aircraft, high altitude, above 70,000 feet, and they require pressure suits and stuff like that, of course, in case they lost pressurization. And, water at body temperature will boil at 63,000 feet. So if you're flying at 70, 75,000, you wouldn't want loose pressurization.
That would be a bad thing.
That'd be a bad thing, yes, sir. So anyway, we would load these, dress the guys up, the pilots, and take them over to the aircraft, and the aircraft was parked on a ramp we call Charlie Ramp, on C Ramp.
Okay.
And it was right across, we could see it right out of our building that we had, but we had to get the guys into the van and take them about half a mile down and through some traffic and turn and get back up to Charlie Ramp.
Mm-hmm.
So one Wednesday, I mentioned to Sergeant Kostler, who was my guy that kept me out of trouble. Sometimes he got me in trouble. Anyway, I said, you know what, it'd be great. Right next to our building was this big, deep ditch, and they had a lot of flood control ditches, or like little, it was concrete, and it was real deep, so if it rained real heavy and stuff, it'd drain the water off, and it wouldn't be a problem.
Gotcha.
So I said, it'd be great if we had a little bridge that went across this, canal, so we could get to Charlie Ramp just right here in front of us, where we could, throw a tennis ball and hit it. So he said, okay, I'll check on it, see what we can do. So I came back to work on the next Monday. This was Wednesday, and then the following Monday, I came back to work, and sure enough, there was a great little aluminum bridge across this thing where we could drive our vans across straight into Charlie Ramp. So I said, wow, that's great. Sergeant Kostler and all the guys, how'd you get that done? I said, we made it happen, So,
don't worry about it.
So about a month later, I get a telephone call from the wing commander, and he says, hey, Bob, how come we ordered 16 survival knives when we only have 12 survival kits? I said, I don't know. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
So I called in Sergeant Kostler. I said, do you have any idea why do we order extra survival knives there? Since we only got 12 survival kits and we ordered 16. And he said, well, sir, do you like that bridge we got? I said, that's great. Yeah. So does the wing commander. He loves it. He said, well,
cost us 4 knives.
It cost us 4 knives. Civil engineering guys. So anyway, so I called up the wing commander and I said, do you like the bridge we got there? And, oh, yes, sir. That's great. And I said, well, it cost us 4 survival knives. And there was a long silence on the phone, and the colonel said, Bob, you didn't tell me that, and he hung up on me. So there was another incident. I was at Beale, and it was a little past midnight, and we were getting a SR-71 Blackbird ready to fly and take off out of Beale Air Force Base north of Sacramento and fly north over the, Hudson Bay and up toward and fly off the northern coast of Russia to kind of monitor a lot of the sub pins and stuff. So we were in there and checking out, and one of my guys had accidentally dropped a safety pin, and in the SR-71 there was not sometimes it wasn't a total solid floor in the bottom, and it would fall down there were some control cables down below that. So we had one of our smaller guys that we used, and we were holding him by his ankles. He was upside down in there, and he was reaching down there with a flashlight in his mouth trying to get that pin out.
As a guy that worked the flight line, I know how much work's involved when something is dropped and lost in the cockpit.
That's right.
It is.
So it
is an act of Congress to get that thing going again. Yeah.
And we were kind of a little behind schedule, so the wing commander again walked up to me and he said, we're going to be able to take off on time, aren't we? And I said, yes, sir. We just dropped a pin and we're going to get it, and we'll be on time. He says, well, it's a good thing because there's 18 KC-135 tankers waiting for this aircraft.
Wow.
And the reason I thought 18, my gosh, and what they were going to have was 6 refuelings over this mission.
Oh, wow.
And because the airplane was so valuable, I didn't realize at that time they were actually having the main tanker that was going to refuel, and they had a backup tanker in case there's something happened, and then you had a backup to the backup. So if you had 3 tankers that were kind of alerted and getting ready to fly or flow for each refueling episode or zone, when the plane would descend from 80,000 feet down to 25, 26,000, refuel, and then go back up with burners, go back up to altitude and fly again.
And much of the work of what the U-2 does is pretty secret, classified stuff.
Yeah.
So
And this was the SR-71.
And this was that was SR-71, which was just as secret. Yeah,
3 times the speed of sound.
Yeah. Just as
good example. I just heard about that particular aircraft, and not that this had anything with Walker, but if you had a SR-71, when it flew from Los Angeles to New York, and if you had someone in another airplane that was flying exactly the same speed as the 30-06 bullet at the velocity that leaves the barrel, as they passed over Los Angeles, and they continued to be able to continue that same speed of that 30-06 bullet leaving the barrel, the SR-71 would be at New York 5 minutes before the guy in the bullet got there.
That's amazing.
I'm thinking, wow, that's fast.
That is fast.
Yeah.
Well, I know the SR-71 that's on display at the Air and Space Museum in Dulles, in Virginia. That particular SR-71, before it ended up there, had broke a record of coast-to-coast flight, and it was some ungodly fast time. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but right before they put that thing in the museum, I mean, like, it went and did this record, and then they flew it to D.C. and said, we're retiring it here at the, I don't remember, UDaisy, whatever that facility that Air and Space owns in the Dulles Airport there in D.C. And that one's been there, but that particular one set the speed coast-to-coast record. I don't know if I don't think it's been broken, but that SR-71, those planes are awesome. They are just super fast, and of course,
you can also recognize it because it's had a double sonic boom.
Yeah,
it goes boom boom when it would go over.
Okay,
and it was from the nose and then spikes on the engines. They both had a shock wave.
Wow.
And so,
and if I remember right, the reason why we didn't because the what's kind of weird is the U-2 plane we were just talking about before. They actually have the same sort of mission, and the U-2's been around a lot longer than the SR-71.
Yeah, they actually extended it and still flying.
But here's the deal: is the SR-71's been retired, and I think the main reason is they can pretty much do a lot with the U-2, but a lot cheaper than what it would cost to fly an SR-71. I mean, the SR-71's an amazing and quick, but at the end of the day, it's a very expensive aircraft.
The example is the 18 tankers. I mean,
it's very
expensive.
Expensive to fly, where U-2 can do that work much cheaper, and
still the satellite stuff has been a lot too.
And satellite too. Technology with satellites have changed the role of some of these spy planes as well too. But for its day, the SR-71 was the Corvette, the Ferrari of aircraft, because that thing just moves. I mean, it's like you think about like the Concorde in the civilian world as far as being fast and things. The SR-71, which would blow the doors off of it, by the way, off the Concorde, but is the military's version of the fastest plane and things like that. So, but
there's a funny story out about people talking to the ground controllers, and they were, asking some Cessna, what's my ground speed? I was 175 miles an hour, whatever. And then some guy calls in from Navy with a Navy fighter and says, what's my, and they say, well, you're, 680 knots or whatever it was. And so the SR guy just happens, okay, fine, I'm just going to call in.
Just for fun.
They came back with, whatever speed was, but I think they travel about 37, 38 miles per minute.
Wow. By the way, the top speed is very classified on there. But I will say, and this is, you can go on the internet and look up just about, but like your F-15s and your F-16s and all that, Mach 2 for about a F-15, about maybe Mach 1.5 for a 16, something like that. And the SR-71 will blow the doors off both of those. So I'm guessing I'm guessing top speed on that thing is at least Mach 3. I'm sure it's more than that.
Yeah, it's Mach 3. They advertise Mach 3, but I think they could go a little faster if they wanted to.
Well, it's kind of like the F-117s. That's what I worked on when I was in the Air Force, which are really bombers, not fighters. But anyway, they don't have afterburner on them because that would give away their stealth technology.
Right.
And generally speaking, that's what makes fighter jets give them Mach capability, is their afterburner. The 117 can hit Mach without afterburner. Mm-hmm. It doesn't do it very often, and it might rattle the thing apart, but it can do it. You know what I mean? It can do Mach without afterburner.
Yeah, the SR-71 had spikes on the engines, and as the speed changed, the spikes moved forward and backwards so that the shock wave actually went into the engine. To help.
Yeah. And by the way, Mach 1 is when you break the sound barrier.
I'm sorry, yeah, right.
Yeah, I probably should have said that and when we were talking about speeds and all that too. When you hit Mach 1, that's when you officially break the sound barrier.
Right.
So take that times 3, and that's what the public will admit the SR-71 does. I bet it does probably Mach 4. Did you have another war story, or we got a minute or two here before we actually? I just looked at the time; it's almost 8:00.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we have time to go over the first few years of the Walker thing? Or not?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. War was looming in Europe, and the United States decided to train 30,000 more pilots. This was back in the about 1940. Attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. Roswell was selected as one of the new pilot training bases in 1941. $9 million construction started in February 1942 on 4,624 acres provided by David Chesser, a local rancher right here in Roswell. Starting with the first class of 146 students on June 1st, 1942, the Roswell Army Airfield was the flight training base that by the end of World War II was the home of a total of 7 2-engine flying training squadrons and 5 bombardier training squadrons and 1 specialized B-29 squadron.
Okay.
And about 14,000 students graduated from Roswell Army Airfield between 1942 and 1945.
Wow.
So it was a training base. The peak strength during World War II at Roswell Army Airfield was 8,616 personnel assigned. And in September 1942 to April 1943, about 1,000 glider pilots served in a glider replacement pool at Roswell Army Airfield, so we did some glider pilot training.
Those guys got the short straw. I don't care what anybody says.
March to April 43, 42 Chinese students trained with the B-25 at Roswell Army Airfield. And August 6, 1945, the 509th Composite Group, B-29 Enola Gay, piloted by Colonel Paul Tibbets, dropped the enriched uranium atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. And on August 9th, 1945, the 509th Composite Group B-29 Boxcar, piloted by Major Sweeney, dropped a plutonium atomic bomb on an alternate target, Nagasaki. The primary target was Kokura. And finally, the 509th, including both the Enola Gay and Boxcar, moved to the Roswell Army Airfield and became the nucleus of the Atomic Strike Force for the Strategic Air Command. Starting in May 1946, had 3 different squadrons here. Working as they were the only atomic bomb mission ready squadrons in Strategic Air Command.
Wow.
And then they moved in 1958 up to Pease Air Force Base in New Hampshire.
And then, about 10 years later, it was all she wrote for Walker Air Force Base Museum there in the 60s.
67.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about the last half here next week, next month.
Folks, if you'd like to support and be a part, WAFBmuseum.org. You can donate through there. Don't forget the Amazon Smiles. There's a link there. So if you shop Amazon, use that Amazon Smiles tab. You can help the museum that way. Also, volunteers, if you'd like to serve on the board, if you'd like to serve as a docent, a volunteer, or if maybe you're retired military and think, man, I love this stuff. I could be great to help out with some of the stuff there. We'd love to have you do that. Or if you're just a flight geek and want to come out and see all this stuff.
You can ask my wife when I come back from being at the museum for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Almost every day I'm out there, there's people come in that their grandfather or their father or they were there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just real positive. You really talk to nice people that really are concerned and really interesting.
Well, it's a whole lifestyle. The military lifestyle is a lifestyle, and there's when people that have been in it and served in it and know it, and the wives, the spouses, everybody, it's a community. It's a close-knit community. They all chew a lot of the same dirt, so they all understand.
Now we come in, like there's some KC-135s flying around, some fighters flying around doing touch and goes, and they're thinking, wow, it's out there, all that noise and stuff, and it's like my wife would say, it's the sound of freedom.
Yeah. Well, and that's the fun part is you guys like yourself who were served in the military a few years ago. Then when the current active duty folks and reserve folks are here doing their training and stuff, and you guys get a chance to talk to them, it's funny. No matter how much technology and life changes, the same stories and same experiences that you had when your time in, those folks are, and so I'm sure you get a lot of times when you're talking, and even though technology and life has changed, a lot of it's the same. When you start talking and they start telling what they're going through, and you're like, yep, I've been there, done that. Oh, yeah,
Yep,
know all about that.
I got that mare badge.
Yeah, I know that one. And it's kind of fun because, in essence, you guys, use your wisdom helping these folks. And then even with the older, the leadership on the side, because you're looking. And then when we were young airmen and so forth, and you look at colonels and everything, you're like, oh, man, now shoe on the other foot. We sit here and look at colonels today and like, man, what a kid. You know what I'm talking about? Right. Like when you were in that situation, like these colonels, they look like old men, And then now I'm like, is that colonel even old enough to shave? What's going on here? I don't know, but it's all about perspective. So, Well, thank you, Robert. As always, appreciate the visit. We'll see you here next time, okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right, it is 7:50.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update, I'm Jared Sorello. An Artesia man sentenced to federal prison for bank robbery and for helping to hide the money. Roman Andrew Polson pleaded guilty back in January to holding up the Washington Federal Bank at 602 West Texas Street in Artesia back in July of last year. He used a note to demand money from the bank teller. Lori Crapo helped in the heist, according to prosecutors. Police later found the duo in the nearby Country Market and arrested them. Surveillance video from the store showed the pair tried to hide the money behind an ice cream cone display inside the store. At least 14 major wildfires currently burning in New Mexico and Arizona. Firefighters in a desperate battle. Extreme heat and high winds helping to fuel two fires, merging into a massive one, burning nearly 300 structures and forcing evacuations. Residents near the Los Alamos nuclear lab facility have also been warned they may have to evacuate their homes. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the mountains just like yesterday and a low pressure trough to our east, and that means sunny and hot weather today. Our afternoon high will be in the upper 90s. For the overnight hours, a few clouds and maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm, down to a low of 60, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms coming up on Wednesday. We'll stay in the mid-90s, partly sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. President Joe Biden announced Monday that 20 internet companies have agreed to provide discounted service to people with low incomes, a program that could effectively make tens of millions of households eligible for free service through an already existing federal subsidy. With the new commitment from the internet providers, some 48 million households will be eligible for $30 monthly plans, making internet service fully paid for with government assistance if they sign up with one of the providers participating in the program. The Federal Reserve said Monday that Russia's war in Ukraine and surging inflation are now the greatest threats facing the global financial system. The observations came in the Fed's Financial Stability Report that looks at trends in trading and investing, as well as broad economic issues. The report is not an economic forecast and does not try to predict the next risk to the financial system, but it does highlight the areas of concern to central bankers.
If your family's like mine, they're ready for some fun. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. A trip to Glenn's is like a trip to Disneyland. A new buttery soft power reclining sofa and love seat turns your living room into familyland. Cozy new bedroom furniture turns the bedrooms into dreamland. A handsome new dining table transforms your old food court into a 4-star restaurant. And it's all in stock, on sale, and ready for free delivery. So treat your family with a trip to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores. That's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
Now through May 30th, buy 3, get 1 free on select sets of in-stock Cooper or Mesa brand tires with installation purchase. Only at Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required, not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted.
Are you tired of the endless spiral of medications that mostly are there to treat the side effects of other medications you take? Many medical providers are quick to prescribe medication without looking for healthier treatment options. At Roswell Medical Clinic, we practice functional medicine, which looks for ways to treat your illness with healthier lifestyle changes and fewer pills. At Roswell Medical Clinic, our providers will take the time to explore treatment options that include lifestyle changes and don't necessarily rely on more prescriptions. Call Roswell Medical Clinic today to schedule your appointment at 575-623-3311 or stop by our clinic at 111 West Hobbs in Roswell. Roswell Medical Clinic. Don't wait for an illness to start valuing your wellness. When it comes to the security of your home or business, you want a local company, one that has a personal investment right here in southeast New Mexico. Zenith Security Services is your local Honeywell dealer. Zenith can handle all of your business and residential alarms, cameras, and IT services, as well as home theater installations, all from a local company. The Spring Starter Package is now available at Zenith Security Services for your home or business. Call the real Zenith Security Services today, 575-626-3521. Zenith Security Services, protection with a local touch.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
And we're closing in on 9 o'clock. Robert Reynolds is going to join us next hour, give us an update what's happening in and around town. Town Hall News coming up next, and we'll be back on the other side of Town Hall News. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. The United States has scheduled an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council tomorrow following North Korea's latest test of a ballistic missile. U.S. officials are proposing new sanctions. In his latest video address, Ukrainian President Zelensky says history will hold Russia responsible for its deadly invasion.
Zelensky said on Monday that Europe, as it did in World War II, once again has to think about the price to be paid for peace on the continent and the price to be paid by Russia for bringing, he says, the evil of total war to Europe again. He adds, and we, Ukrainians, will continue to work toward our defense, our victory, and on restoring justice. Today, tomorrow, and any other day that is necessary to free Ukraine from the occupiers. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
A pro-life office was attacked, and Madison, Wisconsin police are asking for the public's help.
They want to track down those who vandalized and threw 2 Molotov cocktails into the office of a prominent Wisconsin pro-life group that was damaged by fire. No one's been arrested, and there are no suspects in custody in the fire that was discovered early Sunday morning when someone driving to Madison's nearby airport noticed flames coming from the office building. The fire at the Wisconsin Family Action Office came after 2 Catholic churches in Colorado, including one known for its annual pro-life display, were vandalized last week. Keith Peters reporting.
China's strict zero-COVID strategy once again locking down Shanghai. Disinfectant is being sprayed in the homes of coronavirus-infected people. In London today, Prince Charles took his mother's place for the formal opening of the British Parliament. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I'm about to compare a pepper shaker to a cash-out refinance. Hang with me. You know when you're at a restaurant and they ask, would you like some fresh ground pepper? And then they crank that giant tube, but almost nothing comes out? For me, only a certain amount of time is socially acceptable to wait. I know that getting that pepper out might make my life better, but it just seems too impossible. And that's what we hear people say about the cash-out refinance. People realize that the value of their home has gone up like hot pepper the last few years, leaving all this extra money sitting inside their home. But is it too hard to get out? It's Ryan from United Faith Mortgage. If you're interested in cashing out the extra pepper in your home, we're good at doing all the work while you just sit back and relax. And often, your mortgage payment and years in the loan will stay the same. If you'd like to hear about your options,
we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
The World Health Organization accuses the alcohol industry of getting around strict advertising rules to market their goods to young people, among others.
Alcohol is responsible for 3 million deaths a year, 13% of them people under the age of 40. Many countries have strict domestic laws on advertising alcohol, but the WHO's new report shows the industry is getting round them with sophisticated cross-border marketing, from sponsorship of global sporting events to product placement in films and television shows. Particular groups are targeted: the young, women and heavy drinkers.
That report from the BBC. President Biden has signed a bipartisan measure to reboot the World War II-era Lend-Lease program to bolster Ukraine and other allies. The signing comes as Congress is poised to approve more aid for Ukraine. News and analysis at townhall.com. The early morning earthquake that rattled South Carolina yesterday had a magnitude of 3.3. That may not sound like much to folks in California, but U.S. Geological Survey geophysicist Amy Vaughn says it is for a place like South Carolina.
In this particular area where soil is looser, there's less bedrock, etc., it's going to be felt more intensely and more widely. So a 3.3, is a larger deal when it occurs somewhere like South Carolina.
And there's been more rumbling, aftershocks. South Carolina had a 2.9 magnitude quake last night, just before midnight. Voters in West Virginia and Nebraska are choosing candidates in primary elections for Congress today. Most races are among Republicans. Former President Trump has endorsed candidates in each state, as he did in Ohio last week. Wall Street stocks are mixed. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3. Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday. Hope it's a good one for you.
Yes, sir. Welcome to it.
Yeah, gonna be a warm one once again.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be redonkulous, man. I keep telling myself, it's like, what is it gonna be like in August? But I remembered last year, we hit this big, early summer, super hot pocket. Like, several weeks of like 100 to 103 to 100, I think it was like 110 maxed out last year. And then it was actually kind of nice for the rest of the summertime season. Like it was like
so that's
80s, 90s. Remember?
We're getting it out of the way now.
I think maybe this might be the same we did last year. Like we're just kind of knocking it out early. I'm knocking on wood right now. I hope it didn't jinx us, but maybe we're just, maybe we're just getting it out of the way early.
Maybe. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
As long as you get some moisture.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Form of storms with no rain.
Storm clouds with no rain.
Yeah. Telling you two how to work on that song.
I swear it's got to be a song. Storm clouds with no rain. If that's not already a country song,
get to writing.
At the very least, it's got to be a lyric, right?
In a song somewhere.
Storm clouds
with no rain.
No rain. My thumbs aren't stupid. Storm clouds.
Watch, there's some big song that we're just completely missing. That's got it.
No.
I'm just going to watch
dark
it.
Dark clouds with no rain. That's not it.
No.
Storm clouds with no rain. It's not showing up.
All right. Get to writing.
All right. I think I might have just found my my achy breaky heart.
All right. I want a writing
My
credit.
one.
I want a writing credit. I want just a slight writing credit. Mike Winters.
So, what's the concept? Storm clouds with no rain.
I don't know. Something about your dog
Disappointment?
dying or losing a love. Something. Yeah,
the sadness without actually getting the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Because from a country perspective, well, the crops aren't getting the rain, so the corn ain't growing, so we're not making the moonshine, so we're not going down to party on Friday night. I'm just saying this is the progression of things.
Yeah.
Because, as I've been explained, or it's been explained to me, rain makes corn makes whiskey makes my baby get a little frisky.
Or maybe it's a metaphor. Maybe it's something you should be sad about, but you're not.
Okay.
Like I should be sad, but there's no tears.
Well, like this should be hitting me harder than it actually is.
Maybe.
I like that. Why is my dad died last night? Why is it not hurting the way I thought it would? She left me after 15 years. Why didn't it hurt the way I thought it would? Maybe the last 15 years was the reason it didn't hurt the way I thought it would.
Is this a wrestling promo or a country song?
At this point, it's starting to sound more like Jake the Snake, right? 15 years. Yeah. I gotta go. I gotta go down to a loser has to write a country music song match.
I was like, it's going down that road, isn't it?
Flaming barbed wire. Loser has to write a country music song match.
It's follow-up single from the Top Rope.
I've noticed that my Stone Cold Steve Austin and my Terry Funk are very close.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a same.
The only difference is this one's up here, and then this one's back here with a little more throatiness.
Just an older, meaner. It's the same mean voice, just an older version of it, basically. So
yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Well, I gotta go. I gotta go to a loser has to process serve the winner's wife divorce papers match.
Well, we'll look for that song on the charts near you soon.
Storm clouds with no rain.
There we go. Let me give you the rundown for the hour. We're going to get you up to date with the weather, whether you like it or not. That'll be a whole nother story. You won't. And then Robert Reynolds is going to join us for his monthly visit here in just a little bit. Keep us up to date on things happening in and around town, gospel singing, poetry, various church events, things like that. So he'll give us the rundown here in a bit. Later on, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your Town Hall Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show.
Indeed.
I don't know if this is right of me. I feel like I shouldn't like this.
Okay.
But I kind of been digging it. On Twitter, I've stumbled across Twitter pages that show nothing of videos of people fighting.
Nothing but that?
Yes. It's like,
so you've stumbled onto World Star Hip Hop?
Kind of. Well, there's a bunch of different pages, and there's different ones, and it's all basically street fights that people record on their phones.
Yeah.
And I'm entertained by it, weirdly enough.
I like that.
I know I shouldn't be.
Okay.
But watching people get knocked out was kind of entertaining.
Part of you probably shouldn't. You're right. The part of you that's a decent, moral, upstanding human being probably shouldn't.
But I'm like, I want to see another one.
But then there's the 80% of us that at some point in time found out that Granddad or Uncle Jim had a copy of Bum Fights on VHS, and you're going to sneak down to the basement and watch it.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's not even like bum fight. It's just people beefing in the streets, and people roll up with a video camera, and it's kind of entertaining to watch. A lot of school fights, weirdly enough, and so many school fights in bathrooms.
Yeah, well, that's where it goes down. There's actually an episode of South Park where the whole running joke is each time a character follows another character into the bathroom, they lock the door behind them. Like, hey, Stan, how you doing? At one point, it's Jesus. He follows Stan in the bathroom. Says, hey, Stan. Locks the door. All right.
Beat down, about to go down.
Get some bars of soaps and some pillowcases.
And this is for the last. It's not even just today. Like last week, I started stumbling upon him, and then of course the algorithm caught me watching them. So now every time I go to Twitter, there's usually a feed of them somewhere in there, and I'm like, all right, more fights. All right, I guess I'll watch that, and it kills 10 minutes all the time.
It is one of those things I have to constantly remind myself of. I am in awe or fascinated by something on TikTok, and I have to be like, no, scroll quick, or else that's what it's going to think that's what you're into.
Yep.
I'm like, what is happening, scroll? And I'm going to have to keep wondering about it.
I don't need to know.
Nope. Some rabbit holes don't get got down.
Yeah.
It's like when you're watching, you ever watched a fractal?
I guess I haven't. I don't know what that is.
It's like where you have like all the different like visualizations. They do it at the planetarium.
Okay.
So to like adjust your eyes to the darkness,
okay,
they show a fractal. In fractals, you're almost always taken down a different path. There's like a tunnel that goes this way and you kind of like follow. Half the time when I'm watching, I'm like, but I wanted to go that way and see what's going on over there. It's dragging me over here, but I want to see what's happening over there.
You want to take the road less traveled.
That's right.
Yeah.
How come they pick where I go? Somebody needs to come up with choose your own fractals.
Freedom.
That's right. Freedom. Fractal freedom.
That's right.
Bring it on.
Consider I just learned what it was about 2 minutes ago. I'm in. I'm ready to join that team.
They're a lot of fun. If you're forced to sit with your kids at a planetarium on a Saturday afternoon, it's a great way to like for 5 minutes. Like this is me time. We'll watch the Sesame Street thing after this, but this is me time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what else I was thinking too is watching all these fights. It's got a bit of the first time you watch Rocky syndrome.
Okay.
Like, especially if you were old enough to watch a Rocky movie in a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not so much when he's fighting Tommy Gunn and all that, but like the first four for sure.
Right.
When you're in that theater and you don't walk out of that theater like you're ready to whoop everybody's butt, I don't know you ain't got no blood pumping.
So you're telling me that it gets your adrenaline pumping,
and for a hot minute I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to take on the world. I know full well I'm going to walk out there.
Mike's just pacing.
Yeah, get stomped. But for a hot minute you feel invincible.
Mm-hmm.
And those videos a couple of the fights, because especially if it's like a bully getting swooped up or something, or someone
he
that
ain't getting mad, he's getting mean.
Anytime there's you watch a fight and you clearly know the person that started it got their tail whooped, that does make me happy inside. That is a joy in my life that I love, and I will love the rest of my life. When bullies get got, I will. It brings me such pleasure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree with you 100%. Which is why watching back the video of Chappelle's show, Chappelle's dude, just get it. And the best way I heard it put was he looks like an action figure that somebody took apart and put back together backwards.
Yeah,
because the arm is the other way.
Yeah,
like I don't even think it does that. And it's because it doesn't.
Well, and this is my point where people are like, they treat him too rough. Like, well, he didn't get charged. And you know, like maybe it's because they felt bad for him. But,
he's had enough.
Yeah. But I'm sorry. You do something that is going to freak people out, it game on, dude.
Yep.
You reap what you sow there.
Right.
You come charging on a stage. People don't know your intentions. You have a gun knife or whatever it is. I'm sure you're not coming up there to say hi.
A knife.
Yeah. Hey, sorry. You didn't take out. That's on you, and you reap that whirlwind.
The first thing you did was a double leg sweep shoulder tackle.
Yeah.
You weren't there to, have a discussion.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You ended up looking like a pretzel at the end. That's on you. Especially someone like Dave Chappelle, who is like he's just one that gets people going, you know? And you don't think there's people running around waiting for some idiot like you to do that?
Yeah.
They're just itching to wait for you to do that so they can take care of business.
Exactly.
They want to unleash fury on someone that's an idiot. And you gave them a reason to do it, and they did it.
Yep.
Sorry. Don't be an idiot. There's the moral of your story.
You can't be mad at a horse if you let it to water and it drank.
Yep. Hey. It's Mike Tyson. Everyone's got a plan to get punched in the face. Mike Tyson that's the most wisest words that man's ever spoken. Everybody's got a plan to get punched in the face. All right, it is 9:17. I'm gonna watch some Rocky movies. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the mountains just like yesterday and a low pressure trough to our east, and that means sunny and hot weather today. Our afternoon high will be in the upper 90s. For the overnight hours, a few clouds and maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm, down to a low of 60, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms coming up on Wednesday. We'll stay in the mid-90s, partly sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 84 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 7%. Yeah, not 17 or 27, but 7%. Winds currently out of the southwest at 9 miles per hour. Sunny today. Expect highs right around the century mark, 99 officially, with southwest winds 5 to 10 this morning, 15 to 20 for the afternoon. Tonight, increasing clouds, overnight low of 60. Winds will be out of the south, 15 to 20, dropping down 5 to 10 after midnight. And then there's Wednesday. We got a whole mess tomorrow. They're talking a slight chance of some thunderstorms after 1. They say some of the storms could produce some gusty winds. Mostly sunny with a high of 97 tomorrow. Winds will be up out of the south early, 10 to 20. Later in the day, picking up 20 to 30. Gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. They're saying little to no precipitation expected there. So even though there's a chance of thunderstorms, there's not much moisture to come with it. However, tomorrow night, there's a slight chance of some showers and thunderstorms in the evening. They're talking till about midnight, 1 a.m. They say some storms could produce gusty winds. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 62. Breezy, south winds 20 to 25. Gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. They'll drop down 10 to 15 after midnight. Thursday, we're looking at sunny skies, mid-90s, 96 for a high with south winds 10 to 15. Friday, sunny and 94. And for your weekend, sunny and 95 for Saturday, sunny and 96 on Sunday. All right, it is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Robert Reynolds, join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores. That's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
Now through May 30th, buy 3, get 1 free on select sets of in-stock Cooper or Mesa brand tires with installation purchase. Only at Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required, not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted.
Hey, this is Dr. Keon Agger at Carabelli Dental in Roswell. Our office is passionate about creating beautiful, long-lasting smiles. But here's the thing. Sometimes that means dentures, and that's not a bad thing. These aren't your grandma's dentures. We combine artistry and the latest technology to create beautiful, natural-looking teeth. If you are in southeastern New Mexico and you have dentures or are considering dentures, you need to come visit us at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 622-4455.
The Spring River Zoo in Roswell presents the Butterfly Exhibit. Make plans to flutter by the Spring River Zoo for the new Butterfly Garden. Learn about the life of a butterfly and what plants help them thrive. Admission is free Saturday, May 7th and is always free the first Saturday each month for Roswell residents. Spring River Zoo is open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Flutter on down for the fun at the all-new Butterfly Garden at the Spring River Zoo, 1306 East College in Roswell. Learn more at springriverzoo.com.
Hi, this is Kevin Ray from my friends at Sun State Technology Group. There are no timeouts in business, and with the game getting more challenging than ever, it's time to make the play for better, more reliable technology. Sun State Tech is your local IT solutions company that provides protection and upgrades to keep your business at the top of its game. Managed IT services, cybersecurity, and more are delivered by the home team experts at Sun State Tech. Visit sunstatetech.com today for your free, no obligation technology checkup.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Slugs have 4 noses, but no fingers to pick them. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. Joining us in studio this morning, Robert Reynolds back with us. Morning, Robert.
Morning, Mike. Good morning, Southeast New Mexico. I want to say hi to these people real quick.
Yeah,
listening.
Give some shout-outs.
Joanne, Chris, Maria, Cheney, China, Tom, and all my poetry people.
All right. Very good. So I'm guessing, well, we'll talk about your poetry people here in a minute here, but they'll be getting together here pretty soon. So for folks that aren't familiar, Robert joins us once a month and keeps us up to date on a lot of things happening in and around town. not just here in Roswell, but he'll talk about some other events happening in neighboring towns and communities. Just keeping us up to date on things happening around town here. So it looks like he's got a list of 31 items now. So we got a big list we probably should get to for today's here. No updates on Senior Circle, right? They're still closed, still nothing new there, right?
No.
Okay.
I called and there's nothing.
Okay. Well, if we get any new information there, we'll definitely share that with folks.
Yeah.
Of course, the Genealogical Society, that they meet at the Wilson Cobb Library, they're back to meeting here. Talk about their meetings and when they meet and all
Their
that.
meetings will be this coming Thursday, the 12th, May 12th, at the Wilson Cobb Library at 1:30, and everybody's welcome to come.
Yeah.
And the dues is just $4.50 for a single and $9 per double.
Very good. And, of course, they meet the second Thursday of every month, which will be this Thursday.
Yeah.
And if you love genealogy, they like you said, it's very affordable to become a member. With that, you get access to the Wilson Cobb Library and, of course, their online database of stuff, too, and everything else. So if you love genealogy, that's another resource for you to help find that family tree and putting it together and all that good stuff. So
You can go into the library Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 4.
Okay.
If you just want to go in and look around.
Okay, that's their normal library hours there if folks want to come visit. And then, of course, while you're there, you want to learn about becoming a member. I'm sure they'll be happy to tell you about that.
Yeah.
Very cool. Give us an update on your High Prairie Poetry Society. You guys are having your annual picnic coming up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Good deal.
I've been the president for 11 years of the High Prairie Poetry Society, and our picnic is coming up May 21st on Saturday at Shannon Hills Park from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
It has a roof on if it's raining, and we do poetry, sing, and do games, and that's our last poetry until September.
Okay.
Our picnic, and
So
everybody wants to come out, bring me some food.
All right, so come and get all your poetry out of your system for the May, and then you're going to take a little break for the summer here. But your summer party here is happening again, and that'll be on May the what's the date on
21st.
that? May the 21st, and you'll be back out at Enchanted Hills Park there, which is the park off 2nd Street right there near Champion Motorsports and all that there. That's that park there. So come on out, bring a covered dish. If you'd like to come and enjoy some poetry or come recite some poetry or want to learn more about the High Prairie Poetry Society, like I said, this will be their last meeting till the fall here. So come on out on the 21st there.
And bring me some apple pie.
Apple pie. Robert requests apple pie. All right. With ice cream, or you ever put a slice of cheese on your apple pie? Have you done that?
Delicious.
It is, isn't it? A lot of people don't embrace that around here. That's kind of an East Coast thing, that they put a slice of American cheese on apple pie. It's actually very good. But yeah, that's a lot of people don't know that around here. That's more of an East Coast thing. But
this person in Chicago puts mustard on it.
Now that's a bit
apple pie.
Oh, God bless them. You'll not be catching me with no mustard on my apple pie. I like mustard. No. I'm okay with apple pie, but not together. Of course, Vitalent right now, they're desperately seeking folks to donate blood. If you have the ability, they've got blood drives going on weekly, and would love for you to sign up and donate blood. It's real easy. Especially they look for all types, but the O positive is the one that they always covet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the universal one. So
that helps on the operation and stuff.
Yeah, they can. That way, if they don't know what blood type of say they have an emergency arrive and they don't have time to find blood type and they got to get blood in them, they can go with the O positive because that's a universal. They can go into anybody. So good deal. Sun Country Physical Therapy. Give us an update there. Of course, that's where Robert is the reason why there's less Robert today than there was several years ago. There's about 100 pounds less of Robert, and that's thanks to Sun Country, right?
Yes. That's so far 127 pounds.
Nice.
And I lost a pound last week. I'm down to 204 and very proud of myself. I'm not really dieting. I eat my food, and the gym takes it off and keeps it off.
Nice.
If not, I might be bloated back up. I hope not.
Well, and that's the thing that's great about it is you've lost the weight, but you've kept it off. You've been down for years now like this. So this isn't like a fad thing where you lose a bunch of weight and then gain half of it back. You've steadily either maintained or lost weight over this time. So what you're doing it right. So and Sun Country's helping you do that. So folks need help
with that or sports injuries or physical therapy, they can help with all that stuff.
Yes, I've taken much walking in the program and everything. It keeps me going quite a bit.
Nice. Well, good for you. I'm glad to hear that. Maybe they can help some folks out there too. Let's talk about this event here in July with is this with the Eagles? I can't really tell what's going on. Pecos Valley.
The Pecos Valley Dart Association.
Oh, darts. Okay.
And the place is Eagle Lodge, 3201 South Sunset. And July 29th is going to be restoration. And you can go to the Facebook event page or call 575-910-5895 or 575-420-0671. And it's for a dart contest and stuff.
All right. So if you dart players out there want to, maybe you play by yourself and want to, show the world you know what you're doing, or maybe you want to come in and just handle business, but have some fun playing darts there in the darts tournament. Sounds like
I've seen some dart contests on TV that some of the people are real good.
Oh yeah, they take it very seriously. It's there's a whole lot more to it than just throwing some darts at a board. Yeah. There's a skill set and a whole thing to it. Unlike most of us just sit in the basement throwing them at
They show you how to follow through.
You're just happy if you hit the board and not the wall or somebody else.
I made a wall.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about the Kiwanis. Of course, Kiwanis they're always looking for new members. If you'd like to come out, they meet that second and fourth Tuesday of every month.
Yeah. They're up for the second and fourth Tuesday of the month. And it's at Los Cerritos, Restaurant 2103, North Main. Phone number is 575-565-8800.
Yeah, they meet lunchtime at Cerritos there, that second and fourth Tuesday of the month. You're more than welcome to come on. I guess that'd be today, wouldn't it? They'll be out there at lunch today at Cerritos. I think they usually get there about 11:30 or so. So if you'd like to go on out and learn more about being a Kiwana and have lunch, and come on out today.
Yes.
Very good. Talk about the Roswell Flute Ensemble. They held it. They're back practicing and doing all that stuff, right?
Yeah, the Flute Ensemble is the Anderson Museum on Thursdays at 6 p.m. and you must be experienced.
Yeah, they're looking for experienced flautists, flute players to be a part of. They're not teaching people to play flute. No. They're an ensemble of flute players looking for more players to come and perform with them.
More people to join them.
Yeah, so if you're a flute player and or maybe haven't played in a while and want to get back into doing it, the Flute Ensemble might be your answer there. So
I like that saxophone myself.
Yeah, I can play no instrument whatsoever. In fourth grade, they gave me the recorder to play. I could play Three Blind Mice on it, and that was it. And it's because it's three notes. It's do 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 do. That's the only song I can play. Pass that, I'm in trouble. So, Harvest Ministries, of course, they're actually getting into the summer months, the warmer months, and that's actually once school gets out and things like that, their food donations drop. So, if you can help out Harvest Ministries, this is good. I know. Coming up here in the few short weeks, the letter carriers are having their food drive with Harvest Ministries. The mail carriers, we'll have them on the radio here pretty soon to talk about it. But coming up here, they're going to ask you to leave some food out in front of your mailbox on a Saturday, and your letter carriers will pick it up, and it goes to Harvest Ministries. So, but yeah, go ahead.
It's going to be this Saturday by the mailbox starting.
Is that this Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we've got them coming in later this week to talk about that. So, yeah, that's a great opportunity to help, especially since the summer months are their quieter months. So they're trying to collect as much as they can to help get through the summer months here. So, not only can you help out by being a part of the letter carriers drive, but continue to donate and support throughout the summer there too. So
the Salvation Army Community Kitchen also needs help.
Okay.
For donations and volunteers and stuff all the time. And like Mike said, the summer months they're going to need more products donated.
Yeah, their donations dwindle a little bit during the summer months, and so if folks can step up their game during that would definitely help them out quite a bit. So,
yeah.
Very good. Talk about the ENMU Roswell Occupational Therapy Program, what they've got going on.
Yeah, at Eastern New Mexico University, the occupational therapy, you can contact Dana Sanders or Sam Chavez, and the work director at 575-624-7000, and they'll give you more information.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's go to the next page here as soon as I get them off. Dexter, the Milkman Triathlon. Tell folks about that.
Yeah, the Dexter Milkman Triathlon is June 4th at Lake Bend, 8 a.m. start. You call the Chamber of Commerce down there for more information.
Excellent. Yeah, that's always fun. If you love to, they do it's swimming, bike riding, and running. That's the Milkman Triathlon. And I didn't participate because I'm a fat slob, but I've been down there for some of those events, and it's really fun and watching everyone compete, and they have a good time doing it. So, but yeah, get involved. It's a great way to stay in shape and help out too.
I probably could do all of them. I'd probably drown that.
Yeah, I would be. There would be a lot of trying and not a lot of doing in my triathlon.
I get halfway out in that lake and they have to come and get me.
Let's move on to the Joy Center and some of the fitness stuff they got going on at the Joy Center.
Yeah, the fitness exercise, the Joy Center, 1822 North Montana, a 10-week session. You go 3 times a week and it's free. And they don't want you to miss it. If you can help it, you can call 575-317-3503, and they'll give you the more information.
Awesome. And then let's talk about the museum, the Garden Club, and they've got going on there with the Anderson and all that.
You know, the Flora Design Anderson Museum, it's the Free Garden Club, New Mexico State Flower Show. You can call Pat, and she'll tell you when that is, at 575-326-8940.
Perfect. Let's talk about the Pecos Valley Quilters.
Yeah, the Pecos Valley Quilters is the first Wednesday of every month, and they meet at the First Methodist Church, room 111, at 575-622-1881 for more information.
Okay. And then looks like we've got an option for folks traveling to Carlsbad at the Carlsbad Museum this summer. Talk a little bit about what they got going on.
Yeah, the Carlsbad Museum is September, May through September, and it's 2 exhibitions, the Galaxy, Warriors, and the Sacred Lance. You can call for more information, 575-887-0276.
Very good. So if you got a trip this summer planned to Carlsbad, maybe hitting the caverns and stuff, maybe make a trip to the museum and check out some of those exhibits.
Yeah.
They're there too. Then grab lunch and everything too, of course. And then let's take them to Alamogordo next, to the zoo out there and what they've got going on.
Yeah, Alamogordo, May 13th to the 15th. It's just coming up here. The Habit, a children's musical play at Flickinger Art Center, New York Avenue, between the 800 and 1100th block from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, email Eloy at alamogordomainstreet.org.
Okay, very good. And then what is like a music awards deal in Alamogordo? Talk about that.
Yeah, Alamogordo, May 22nd, they got the New Mexico Music Awards. And it's the 35th annual at the Sandia Resort and Casino. You can visit Facebook page for more information.
Awesome. Blues fans, if you like blues music, they got an event in Silver City coming up. And tell them about that.
You know, the Silver City is May 27th and 29th. The Blues Festival at Gog Park, kicking off the Little Toad Creek downtown from 9 p.m. to midnight. It's live performances, May 28th. At Silver City at the bluespet.com.
All right. And then back to Alamogordo, they've got looks like a wine festival or a wine classic coming up here in June as well.
Yeah, they got the wine festival on June 25th, and you go to KESBCarts.com.
Okay. Good deal. Get your wine on. And that's not about complaining. That's drinking. Just clear that up. Let's move on to, is this Cavern Fest we're talking about next?
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Cavern Fest.
Now, the Carlsbad, June 10th and 11th, the Cavern Fest, the annual live music, they got vendors, and for more information, go to the Facebook event page.
Excellent. I want to put on folks' radars in Hobbs, May 30th, they're doing a Veterans Memorial dedication. Tell folks a little bit about that.
Hobbs, May 30th, Veterans Memorial Dedication Ceremony at 5120 Jack Gomez Boulevard. And for more information, you go to the Facebook event page.
Excellent. I can't leave Cloudcroft out. They've got an event coming up here in June as well. Tell folks about that.
Yeah, Cloudcroft, May 27th to the 29th, June awards at 3 to 4.
Okay.
You go to, it's going to be at 7:30, and the annual for the Debbie's Dentist, they do teeth. You can go to Facebook page for more information.
Okay, they do like a free dental kind of deal thing. Okay. Give us an update on some of the events happening at the Roswell Museum here and back locally.
Yeah, the Roswell Museum Art Center. We have 3 more Thursdays for the movies from 6 to 8.
Okay.
It's going to be May 12, 19, and 26. It's in the Basket Room 28.
Okay.
They got free popcorn, water, and you can see some old-fashioned segments of movies. I went there last Wednesday.
Nice.
And we had 4 different segments of things throughout the world.
Nice. Well, so get out there and do that. Of course, the Bass Auditorium, that's the old city council. When the city council, before they moved over to the recreation center, or the not the recreation center, the civic center, they used to meet there in the museum and the art center in the Bassett Auditorium there. So that's where those films are at. And of course, don't forget their free second Saturdays as well for locals there too with events. Let's talk about Westminster Church. They've got, of course, if you're looking for a church home, they'd love to have you, but they got a dance coming up too. If you'd like to come participate and shake a leg or two. Maybe not 3, but 2.
6 to 9 o'clock. The dance. It's going to be this coming Saturday. It's $5 a person. They got some food and soda pop and stuff like that, and coffee.
Nice.
And it's going to be Cibola Springs. It's going to be the band.
Cibola Springs will be. Yeah, they're very popular, and they know how to pack a house there. So good. They do great music and stuff. Folks will have a good time.
I usually go, but I go for some food and listen to the music. If I got up there and dance, I don't know if I'd make it or not.
Well, depends how much food you get in here, right? And the more the food, the slower the dancing. Usually, how it goes. Spencer Theater, beautiful theater up there in Alto, New Mexico. Talk about what they've got coming up.
The Spencer Theater in Alto. It's the summer season. You can go to SpencerTheater.com and they'll give you more information.
Okay, very good. Get you some summer passes. And if you've ever been in that facility, it's a beautiful facility there. Matter of fact, friend just got married there, and I was looking at his wedding pictures, and it's a beautiful facility there, Spencer Theater. Give us an update on Roswell Job Corps, what they've got going on.
Roswell Job Corps. It's the 57. It's going to be May 21st, 10 a.m. to noon. It's an open house, and you can call 575-347-7402, and they're going to have applications for anybody who wants to sign up for the program down there.
Awesome, very good. Up next, Sun Country. What is that? Pin? I can't read what you wrote there.
I can't either.
Now we're in trouble.
It's a Pen Pal. Yeah, Pen Pal.
Okay.
60 years and older. It's free. It's Wednesday from 1 to 3. It's the Museum and Art Center.
Oh, okay.
And you got to call them to find out.
Okay, so if you're interested in probably learning about signing up and getting pen pals and things, I'm thinking. Okay. Now I think I follow now. Next up, you're going to have to help me out in this one, too. Looks like Hawaiian dance.
Hawaiian dance group practice at Calhoun Park, May 14th from 9 to 10. You can call Laura at 575-840-7234.
Okay, so if you want to learn to do the Hawaiian dance with the hula and all that, very cool. It's an art form. There's a whole art form to that. Yeah, it's more than just wearing a lei and going back and forth.
Yeah.
There's a whole more to it there. Let's talk about the Carlsbad. Is that the mayor's artist reception? Is that what that is? Tell a little bit about that.
The Carlsbad, May 14th, is coming up this Friday. Sunday, rather.
Yes.
It's a free artist receptionist at Carlsbad Museum from 3 to 6 p.m. Live music, refreshments, and you can call 575-887-0276 for more information.
Very good. And then, of course, Artesia's having their Art in the Park later on here in May. Tell folks about that.
Yeah, Artesia, the Art in the Park, it's the first annual Halgeo Arts Park, whatever that is. Artesia.
Halagueno Park is one of the parks there in Artesia. I know that one. I've been. I did the morning show there for 8 years, so I'm familiar there. Yeah, Halagueno Park is one of the parks there in Artesia. Just say it real fast, and then you just act, even if you know it's Halagueno.
It's ArtesiaCouncil.com. for more information.
Very good. Yeah, they usually their art in the parks. They have a big thing, and they usually do a cakewalk for the band, and it's usually a big fun day there. So if you love crafts and things like that, go ahead and make plans to attend art in the park there. And then finally, Robert is offering his CDs for sale. When he's not telling us what's going on, he likes to sing gospel music and write songs and things. And he's created his own CD of 16 different songs of Robert, original songs that Robert's written and are accompanied by him singing in a piano. So if you'd like to get it, reach out to Robert.
I wrote 14 songs of my own, and they're $15. I wrote them over the last 6 years.
Okay.
And we'll get up on them in a few minutes. I got 2 more places I forgot to put on.
Yeah, go for
it. The Trinity Methodist Church, Mother's Day, they give the flowers out to the women real big. They're really pretty.
Yeah.
And I sing there at the 9 a.m. service, and so far we've gained 6 people that come there. I don't know if it came from my singing or not, because they got.
We'll say they did.
They got earplugs in. and then everybody's welcome.
They like to see you sing. They don't like to hear you sing, I guess. Maybe that's what it is.
Then the First Methodist Church on Wednesday night, like tomorrow night.
Okay.
They got their meal.
Yes.
At 5 o'clock.
$6,
and it's
right?
$6.
Yeah.
And
it's a great meal.
The last one's going to be May 25th. They got tonight, the 18th, and the 25th.
Okay.
And then they're taking the summer off. And they got some good food.
Yeah. They do it, like you said, that Wednesday night. Bring the family out. And, of course, if you want to stay for services afterwards, you're more than welcome. But you can just eat your meal and head home if you want to afterwards. That's entirely up to you. So.
Yes.
But you're invited to come on out and a delicious family meal for $6 a piece. You can't beat it. So, good deal. Give out your phone number if anybody has any questions about either anything we talked about here, or would like to get a copy of your CD or any of that, or want to learn more about High Prairie Poetry Society, any of that stuff. This is the number you should call.
Yeah. You call Robert at 575-208-9513 and leave my voice message. If I don't answer, and I'll get right back to you.
Yeah, leave that voicemail, and he'll get back to you. He's a busy man, so.
And I want to thank Mike for having me on the station.
Anytime.
I have fun coming here every month. It's really enjoyable.
We enjoy having you, and it's great. We do appreciate all the work you do to keep people informed on what's happening in and around town. So
and hopefully I've got get some people out of the house and enjoy themselves for a little bit.
Exactly. If people say there's not enough stuff going on in town, just listen to a segment with Robert. He'll tell you about 30 things that are going on around town.
With all the stuff we talk about, you have no excuse for doing something.
Exactly. There you go. Robert's out there doing it. You can do it. So.
Yes.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it as always, and you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time, okay?
You too. Thank you very much.
All right. Don't work too hard. It's 9:46. Let's go ahead and pause for news, your hand-a-day update, Chaves County sports, and a quick break as well. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. An Artesia man sentenced to federal prison for bank robbery and for helping to hide the money. Roman Andrew Polson pleaded guilty back in January to holding up the Washington Federal Bank at 602 West Texas Street in Artesia back in July of last year. He used a note to demand money from the bank teller. Lori Crapo helped in the heist, according to prosecutors. Police later found the duo in the nearby Country Market and arrested them. Surveillance video from the store showed the pair tried to hide the money behind an ice cream cone display inside the store. At least 14 major wildfires currently burning in New Mexico and Arizona. Firefighters in a desperate battle. Extreme heat and high winds helping to fuel 2 fires, merging into a massive one, burning nearly 300 structures and forcing evacuations. Residents near the Los Alamos nuclear lab facility have also been warned they may have to evacuate their homes. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
R. Kelly has never lifted a finger, never said a word, really, to fight back against the record-high illegal immigration that greatly impacted the state of Arizona. We see in Nevada that we have Adam Laxalt is surging, and polls show that he's going to win that race. That'll be a pickup seat if Republicans can win that seat. There's no way Beto Bozo. Now, the same guy that said that he's, hell yeah, we're going to take away your AK-47s. No, I'm very pro-Second Amendment. I'm very pro, we can't end Title 42. It's all election year lying. Yeah, we used to call it election year conversions, but it's election year lying is what it is.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
You know, spring cleaning can do wonders for your home, but updates can really take it to the next level. Renovations do not have to break the bank with Blinds.com. Blinds.com has the selection and expertise to help you customize your perfect window treatments. Plus, there's no showroom, there's no retail markups, and Blinds.com can connect you with expert design consultants and local pros for installation. Shop Blinds.com this Mother's Day and save up to 45% off site-wide, and that's now through May the 10th. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the mountains just like yesterday and a low pressure trough to our east, and that means sunny and hot weather today. Our afternoon high will be in the upper 90s. For the overnight hours, a few clouds and maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm, down to a low of 60, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms coming up on Wednesday. We'll stay in the mid-90s, partly sunny. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Reports. So many state championships going on. How about golf? Golf started yesterday. 5A boys at Twin Warriors near Bernalillo. Peyton Jones from Roswell shot a 74. He's tied for 4th, but hey, he's only 3 back of the leader, so we'll keep an eye on Peyton today in the second and final round. Also in 4A girls, Chase Fields from Goddard shot an 84. That puts her in 3rd place overall, although she is 9 back of the leader. That's at Santa Ana near Bernalillo as well. And in the 3A boys competition at Four Hills in Albuquerque, Jackson Hicks from NMMI is sitting at a tie for 1st. He shot a 79 in the first round. In the 3A girls competition, Lily Barrios from Dexter is in 8th place overall, but she's only 5 back of the leader. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Greg Clugston. The Federal Reserve no longer views the coronavirus pandemic as the biggest threat to the global financial system. Instead, the central bank is pointing to Russia's war in Ukraine and surging inflation as chief perils. Higher mortgage rates could also negatively impact the housing market. A federal appeals court in New Orleans is hearing arguments about whether President Biden legally suspended new oil and gas lease sales because of climate change worries. The case has not been tried, but a federal judge blocked the order, saying only Congress could suspend the sales. Gaming, movie, and music sales are booming at Sony. The Japanese entertainment and electronics company's profits surged 67% in its fiscal fourth quarter to about $850 million. Meanwhile, profits for Nintendo edged lower. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Greg Clugston.
Being called a fox in your marriage might not always be a good thing. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and my wife, Miss Julie, for the Joy of Marriage.
In Song of Solomon, it says, "Catch all the foxes, those little foxes, before they ruin the vineyard of love." I looked up the word fox, and it means cunning, achieving one's goal by deceit or evasion. A female fox is a vixen, which is spiteful or a combative woman.
Those little things we do to try to get our way can ruin our marriages. Try just being honest and talking through the situation. Do what's best for your marriage, not just for yourself. When Julie and I learned to choose to do what's right instead of trying to be right, our marriage turned around. You will find marriage is so much better when we work together.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Bob Reed Pest Control has been providing pest management services for over 50 years and continues to set high standards for their customers. Protect your home, family, and pets from destructive, poisonous, and disease-carrying pests. All of Bob Reed Pest Control's licensed technicians are continuously trained and knowledgeable in the latest pest management practices, offering effective treatment plans for any situation. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today, 575-623-5344, and find them fast in names and numbers.
The Spring River Zoo in Roswell presents the Butterfly Exhibit. Make plans to flutter by the Spring River Zoo for the new Butterfly Garden. Learn about the life of a butterfly and what plants help them thrive. Admission is free Saturday, May 7th, and is always free the first Saturday each month for Roswell residents. Spring River Zoo is open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Flutter on down for the fun at the all-new Butterfly Garden at the Spring River Zoo, 1306 East College in Roswell. Learn more at springriverzoo.com.
Hi, this is Kevin Ray from my friends at Sun State Technology Group. There are no timeouts in business, and with the game getting more challenging than ever, it's time to make the play for better, more reliable technology. Sun State Tech is your local IT solutions company that provides protection and upgrades to keep your business at the top of its game. Managed IT services, cybersecurity, and more are delivered by the home team experts at Sun State Tech. Visit sunstatetech.com today for your free, no obligation technology checkup.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Sigmund Freud once believed that cocaine could be used to help treat a morphine addiction. Mike used bacon to get over his addiction to beef. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:55. Got a few minutes here before we wrap up the show. If you missed any part of it, you can go back and check it out at your leisure. KSVPTV.com. Of course, in the first hour, we had Dr. Sarah East join us with the Lovelace Regional Hospital primary care physician, talking a lot about migraines and folks dealing with bladder issues, things like that. Some treatments and options available for her, through her, for you. And of course, she is the primary care practitioner, so that means everything else she's got under the sun, she's got you covered too. So. Don't worry about that. Then, of course, in the 8 o'clock hour, we replayed our interview we had with Robert Sherman from the Walker Aviation Museum. Had a great conversation with him about the museum and little history, too. And then, of course, we just had Robert Reynolds join us, giving us the rundown on a lot of things happening in and around town. Again, KSVPTV.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel there, or you can go to our YouTube. Just look for Roswell Talk FM on YouTube. Or our 106.5 Roswell Talk FM Facebook wall. You can scroll down and find the interviews there. Do want to remind folks that come and do the Liberty this Thursday, May 19th. Well, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, May 19th. Don't miss an evening with Grammy-winning Latin funk band Grupo Fantasma. And opening for Grupo Fantasma will be Robin Scott, our very own local Robin Scott, slide guitar, blues. He's an amazing musician. We've had him on the show here before. He's a great musician. But he's going to be opening up for Grammy-winning band Latin funk Grupo Fantasma. Should be fun. Doors open at 6. Show starts at 7:30. Tickets are on sale now. You can get them before they're gone. If you'd like more information on how to become a bona fide member of the Liberty, I invite you to visit their website. Visit thelibertyinc.com. Again, that's thelibertyinc.com. And don't miss an evening with Latin funk man Grupo Fantasma and Robin Scott, Thursday, May 19th at the Liberty in Roswell. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. Yeah, we've had Robin on before. I mean, Grupo and Fantasma, they're great too, but Robin's is a treat to have here when anytime he performs. And that man just loves to play. Like I'm not a musician, and I don't have a lot of musician friends. I have a couple, but I don't have like a lot per se. And but him, like, I think he could literally just sit in a room with a guitar and be entertained for a days. You know, he's one of those folks that he loves music so much and loves playing that, and it comes out in his music. But it just, like, the dedication he has for music, I wish I had a passion. Like, I mean, I love my job, I love things I do, but I've never done something where I could literally sit for days on end and do it nonstop. And he's got that passion for it, so pretty cool. Anyway, don't miss it. Also want to remind folks that coming up here June 6th through the 10th is the 2022 Camp Invention that's happening at First United Methodist Church. It'll be June 6th to the 10th, day camp, for children entering kindergarten through 6th grade. And it'll be daily from 9 to 3:30 during that. It's a great week where the kids will have 4 different modules that they'll work on, STEM related in groups, and they get, they robot aquatics, they get robot fish, they get to do Marvel arcades, and it's really some cool stuff. They all learn STEM and have fun and group interactions. Now, to sign for the camp, you can do one of 2 options. The cost for the camp is $255. However, if you sign up before the 18th and enter Explore 15 in the code, you could save 15. If you'd like a bigger discount, call Peggy Bolin direct for a partial discount, 575-420-9955. Again, that's 575-420-9955. Or check out the website, invent.org/camp. Type in Roswell in the search there, and it'll show you all the details, and you can sign up for the Roswell camp there. Again, invent.org. But if you need the partial scholarship, you need to call Peggy direct in order and sign up through her, 575-420-9955. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. We do greatly appreciate that. Hope your day is awesome, amazing, and fun. And we'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. You're listening